After 3 rounds of competition and 3 different golf courses, the cut has been made in the final round here at the Pete Dye Stadium course. Beautiful PGA West. We welcome you to the final round of play at the American Express in beautiful La Quinta, California, nestled in the Santa Rosa Mountains down in the Coachella Valley, with 66 pros and 1 amateur. Moving on to this final day of play, and the amateur stealing the show as he moved to the top of the leaderboard, heading into the final round. Nick Dunlap from a T3 position into that top spot after a terrific round on Saturday. Temperature 65 degrees, beautiful sunshine up above, as we are looking forward to seeing who can capture 500 FedEx Cup points and the win here in La Quinta. 26 under, Sam Burns has joined Dunlap atop the leaderboard. Kevin Yu and Christian Bezuidenhout, 1 back.
How about the story here? Final group, you got a couple of guys, 20 wins between them. Sam Burns, Justin Thomas, playing along with the amateur who leads the way to start the final round. Nick Dunlap, just a sophomore at the University of Alabama, trying to do something that we haven't seen on the PGA Tour since 1991. Earlier today, they meet on that opening tee, handshakes, game faces on, and the first swing. So they gather around to see what kind of pressure the 20-year-old's going to feel. No problem off that opening tee, just sailing through the opening hole, starting the day with a 3-shot lead. So it's Bama and LSU in the final group. Terry Gannon, Brandel Chamblee out to the 5th. Justin Thomas, the par 5, trying to do this, Brandel.
Well, this group hadn't made a birdie through the first 4 holes, and Justin Thomas hit a terrific drive off the 5th tee. Great angle. No time really to get greedy here. 20, 30 feet left of the hole. No problem. But he finds the water, misses a great scoring opportunity. You see it right there.
But he would make par on the hole. However, Nick Dunlap taking advantage, his 3rd.
I watched Nick Dunlap warm up. First wedge shot he hit today, he was hitting at the 50-yard sign, hit it right in the middle of the sign. And the layup, and then carved this one up. Meanwhile, Sam Burns has hit a terrific shot in there, putting pressure on him, but at this point, he looked like he wasn't feeling it. But then this, off the 7th tee. All you got to do is find this fairway, and the hole sits in a little bowl. It had the easiest wedge shot in the world. That looked like a shank. First mistake of the day. Huge mistake.
And eventually, Dunlap a double bogey on that hole. Burns in that same group. This for birdie to get it to 26 under.
And this is my point about this hole location. Sits back. He come up short, skips forward, off the back, spins back. It was the easiest hole location they'd have all day. Sam Burns makes the birdie, and the double bogey by Nick Dunlap just brought in about a dozen players into the field.
So a double bogey, a birdie, game on. Christian Bezuidenhout, the 29-year-old from South Africa, making a charge today. This at the 8th. Catches part of the hole. 4 under on his round today, got it to 25 under. So the lead was at 28 under, and all of a sudden, certainly those names on that mini leaderboard in the mix.
Oh, no doubt about it. You go all the way down to 22 under par. Xander Schauffele, JT Poston, Adam Hadwin, you name it. They're all in the mix.
So, little different scenario here, and maybe mindset in that first bit of adversity for Dunlap.
Pin up on top of that little. Up there. I'd like to hit a running forehand, but I just don't. It's not getting anywhere near the green, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I still don't think the chip's that bad from short.
Oh, there it goes.
Also, that green's that just past 3 iron. You know? But I don't know how the lie is for that.
Just muffy. It's just gonna kind of knuckle out. I was right.
Not ideal.
Is it not?
No, I think you'd rather be in that bunker.
So I'm better off trying to get a high cut out of this lie. Or some kind of high one?
Yeah, unless you just hit 4 iron up short. So you got some of that green to work with.
I almost think it's a 4 iron, dude.
I'm good
Unless
with
you don't think, unless you think 3's not going long.
I don't think 3's going long. I don't think long's that bad either.
Okay.
Especially, I mean, as long as you're left of the hole.
Okay. So you really just go ahead and take it all.
Dunlap, Hunter Hamrick, another Alabama product. Billy Ray Brown out there watching. BR.
37 to the front here. And now if you're Nick Dunlap right now, you need a case of amnesia. Forget what happened back at the 7th. It's a new game now. Reset and move forward.
All right, so the par 5 just short right here. See the flag. Very little breeze for the 4th straight day competition here.
Yeah, just a touch of hurt right now. JT has 230 front, 246 total. Little hurting breeze, and this should be a really good number for his 5-wood. Typically carries it about 250, and with that little bit of help and off the upslope should kill it a little bit. And you get a little surge of adrenaline when you pick up 2 shots. You know it's game
John
on.
Wood will be following.
Yeah, just can't miss this to the
Sam
right.
Burns guy. Sorry, excuse me.
JT, and we know he spends a lot of time with Tiger. That was a little Tiger move there.
That was vintage Tiger. Yeah, I think he can just take this at the middle of the green, try to cut it in there. If he comes up short, he's in that bunker. No big deal.
Really good strike, way high, but well to the left. It's not cutting. I think that's the shot he was trying to hit.
Yeah, but that bunker shot's pretty cake. A little on the downslope there, so it'll help him run it up that ridge.
Burns
Keep it here
now,
for Sam
226
Burns.
front, 242 total. Ball below his feet a little bit. This is 3 hybrid. And this is well to the right, guys. Way right.
Yeah. With a ball below his feet like that, he tends to miss it when he misses it to the right. And 2 things there working against him.
Brendan, we talked about it. These golf courses here, and this one now today, the stadium course, not the most difficult on the PGA Tour, but add in that pressure of the final round, it changes a bit.
And a whole different scenario today, right? I mean, obviously there's the pressure, but the hole locations are vastly different than they were the first 3 days. 13 of these are 4 from the edge today.
Dunlap, the 3-shot lead to start the final round, but now sharing the lead with Sam Burns at 26 under. It is game on in the desert.
Edge of the green just off the putting surface here at 17. Australia's Min Woo Lee, 20 under par. And you can see it almost going through that little valley and then climbing. Decent effort there. And so Lee looking at a tap in, especially when you consider the distance he was operating from. And now out to the tee at the par 3. Chris Kirk working 13. He's at 19 under par. That will slide off of that shelf. Down into that little collection area, avoiding the water to the left, certainly understandable. So Kirk will have to chip or pitch it up and on, see what he can do with that. A beautiful day here in the Coachella Valley as we head back up to the tower at 18.
What a story, what a show. The young 20-year-old from the University of Alabama put on the last few days, including the 60 yesterday over at La Quinta. We all wondered, all right, how do you react when you get in that final group on Sunday here on the PGA Tour? What do you make of what you've seen to this point and now early on today?
I'm not surprised. You know, you'd expect him to be a little nervous. You'd expect him to make some mistakes. I mean, the advantages he had coming into the day were obvious. He had a 3-shot lead, so he could make some mistakes. Probably a little more warm and fuzzy in that final grouping than anybody, any amateur in this same position would have likely faced. He's got another Bama boy and Justin Thomas in the group. You got RTR shaved in the side of the head. Sam Burns,
or the LSU guy, yeah.
To Justin Thomas. So, you know, that's comfortable. And then this golf course is wonderful. It's extraordinary, but it's not set up like a U.S. Open. You can miss it off the tee. He could and still make some birdies. It's still out there for the taking. There are some obvious things that he's got to deal with that we've seen him deal with. The idea of being somewhere that he's never been before and trying to grab a piece of immortality and being an amateur to win on the PGA Tour.
We had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he was very upfront saying, I'm going to embrace the pressure. This is what he's trying to do. The first amateur to win since Phil in 91, second youngest amateur to win 93 years, second youngest player in 90 years, and the youngest winner of this event. Jack Nicklaus at the age of 23, the youngest, but he's only 20 years old.
Right, again, I mean, trying to do something that very few people have ever done. It wouldn't be too dissimilar to a professional golfer trying to win a major championship pressure-wise. I think he said this morning or last night that he was going to turn his phone off, try to get a good night's sleep, and come out here and treat it like any other round. It's one thing to say that.
It's not any other round.
That's right. It's one thing to say it. It's impossible to go out there and feel the same.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Burns will be. He's got a tough one to figure out here, Brandel. It's if he lands it short and tries to bounce it in there, it looks like that slope wants to kick it a little bit to the right, and then once it's on a green, it carries to the left. So if he carries it on, not much to work with. Very tough first bounce if he decides to land it short.
That's well done, though. Very well done. Thank you, Pete Dye. You know, it's almost impossible to get a level lie in the middle of this fairway, and that just sort of forced his hand with that really bad lie well below his feet out to the right. I mean, he's got next to nothing here. This is well played, though. He's trying to hit a little trap punch, run it into that bank, get it to rub the sort of scrub the speed off of it, and get it to sort of punch up there. A bit unlucky. I mean, I thought it was going to be better than that.
And now Nick Dunlap, the reigning U.S. amateur champ.
But very fortunate to avoid a divot just behind his ball. The ball sits on the upslope. Perfect lie. Coming off the upslope, this is really doable here. He's got a ridge about 4 paces short of the hole that he can navigate here, try to drive into that ridge. Textbook there.
You got to really tip your cap to him, you know, after that, what looked like kind of a shank off 17, you know, to keep your wits about you.
You know, he has bounced back from adversity before. I mean, we talk about what he's done in his amateur career, certainly at the U.S. Amateur, Brandel.
That's right. You know, his caddy at that particular moment was a fellow by the name of Jeff Curl. He had hit the wrong ball. He had 4 putted. He was 5 over par through 7 holes. His caddy wrote that in the book. And, of course, my goodness, was it an amazing story. Turned things around, got through the qualifying, and then eventually won the U.S. Amateur.
Thomas
JT
from the bunker.
Long bunker shot, plenty of green to work with. And on these long bunker shots with green to work with, you kind of want a downhill lie, which is what he has here. So that'll help him get the ball to the hole.
Touch class.
Said yesterday, didn't think he was going to have to deal with a 20-year-old college student shooting 60 out here to the ninth. Say hello to George.
How's it going, Terry? I don't think anyone was expecting that on Saturday. The fireworks there. Here's Adam Hadwin for birdie. Hadwin at 23 under. He's now 3 off the pace. Man who's carded a 59 at La Quinta Country Club before. Ben Griffin as we spin it to the backside.
Yeah, and all of a sudden these players that started at 18 under who are on a roll are in the mix. He birdied the 4th, eagled the 5th, birdied the 8th, add that there at the 11th, 23 under. Now he's just 3 back.
Birdies are out there, Brandel. We're seeing it. These guys are going to make a move.
Ryo Hitsune, this at 14 to get it to 23 under. So top 10 already, and got another one. Got closer to join that group at 23 under par. 3 of the last 4 hadn't made a bogey yet today here on the stadium course. Meanwhile, back to 8, and look at Burns looking for sole possession.
Just a little bit of right to left in this. Not a whole heck of a lot.
Up 1 to the 9th. Christian Bezuidenhout. He's making a charge up the leaderboard, lurking 1 back. This is second to the par 4 from the fairway bunker. Man who's won 3 times on the DP World Tour. That pin tucked all the way in the back, you see. Brandel, that was the thing that came to mind. Looking at the whole locations for today, definitely tucked compared to what we saw earlier in the week.
They are, as I said, 13 of them 4 from the edge. You know, there are a couple of pretty gettable hole locations on the back 9.
Dunlap to get sole possession again.
What a bounce back this would be. Not much break in this putt here. Straight back up the hill.
Nick Dunlap not going away.
Yeah,
not going to give this thing away easily.
That's impressive.
Really impressive.
You know, bounce back birdie after that double.
Billy Ray has a great call on the amnesia. It's a perfect example of it there. JT now putted so well yesterday during that 61. Hasn't made a lot yet today. This has got just a touch of left to right in it. It's a really good bunker shot.
Yeah, he made that nice par save after hitting it in the water at the 5th. But other than that, he's had a lot of good looks that he has not been able to capitalize on.
You know what sense you get, Brandel? We are a long way from the end of this thing.
Yes, we are. And it could be anybody's ball game on this back 9, any one of a dozen or so players.
Okay, so they head to the 9th. Par 4 to close out the opening 9. It is the 20-year-old sophomore from Alabama, Nick Dunlap, who is at 27 under par, trying to do something we haven't seen since the early 90s. His approach this week: pressure is a privilege. That great Billie Jean King quote.
Beautiful look. Mountains off in the distance. Zach Blair now. Blair with a bit of a struggle today. He's 2 shots off of par. The 17th pin diagonally from this teeing area all the way to that back right, and he's launched it in that direction. Not enough carry though. Finds the front portion of the green, and that will just mean a longer play to the back area, close to 30 feet. Chris Kirk scrambling. Played to the safe side of this green. Now you have to really be precise with this play. It comes off of that top shelf. Look at Chris Kirk. Almost in. Excellent work there. And so with that, he'll have the tap in. Grazerman, 16 under. Max with a good card today. Now that one dangerously close to the rocks. You see that framed putting surface, an island of sorts. They have to walk all the way to the right side and then on to that green. Pete Dye, he loves the idea of stressing the player from the tee visually as they look at their target. And that 17th certainly is a tough one. 27 under. Dunlap back on top by a shot as he's been able to move it back to level on the day. This was after losing a couple of shots at 7, and a nice response with a bounce back birdie.
The final group about to close out the front 9 on the stadium course. Nice bounce back by the amateur Nick Dunlap, holding a 1-shot lead as we make our way to the par 4. Justin Thomas with the honor.
back into a slight breeze. Justin, one of the few guys still out here who likes to work his driver both ways. So this shot sets up perfectly for a cut, and that's what he's doing, aiming up down the left side, just trying to bleed something down that right.
Yeah, I hit a bomb here yesterday, 320, and then hit a close, made birdie, turn at 31.
Yeah, that's exactly the shot he's hit. Started up the left, cutting towards the center.
Yeah, there's a little speed slot out there down the right. He carried about 295. It'll catch it and get another 20, 30 yards. That's exactly what he's done.
Roasted that one.
Yeah, perfect to this back left hole location.
Now to be Nick Dunlap's turn. Billy Ray, we just saw the quote Nick saying, pressure is a privilege. He felt it on Saturday, and it's only going to magnify today.
No doubt it's going to magnify too, but you know, he's got to think about this tee shot here at the 9th, where he hit it in the water at the 7th was wide right, and now there's penalty area down the right-hand side here. See if he responds with a decent tee shot here. But he's such a mature player, only a sophomore in college, but he carries himself as a very, very talented player, but also a mature player.
And like Justin Thomas, he loves to work it left to right. Sets up perfect for him.
This is a beautiful Brandel. It starts up the left-hand side, and as you said, trying to work it a little bit from left to right.
Yeah, a little bit of a pull, so coming out of that first cut there to a left pin, not the best situation.
Sam Burns rounds out our threesome on the 9th tee. We're going to take a look at his tee shot with our driving technology presented by the Paradigm AI Smoke Driver from Callaway.
Got this one teed very low, much lower than is normal. It's got to be an effect back into the breeze a little bit. Up the left-hand side. It's going to need a kick out of that right rough. Starting to cut now.
Hugging that left-hand side.
Yeah, you can see these fairways are just dampened enough. If they don't have any fire, that would have kicked back another 10 yards or so towards the middle of the fairway earlier in the week.
Up on the green, Bazan out for birdie. He's 4 under on this front side.
Guy who's still looking for his first win on the PGA Tour. He's got some wins in Europe, got some wins around the world. Finished 11th here last year, tied with Sam Burns, so he likes this place.
Flip to the backside, and Kevin Yu, 7 under his first 10 holes to get within 1 of the lead. Missed opportunity there. Yu, a standout during his college days at Arizona State. Just 5'9" and one of the longest hitters on the PGA Tour. 6 in strokes gained driving last season. So Nick Dunlap able to steady himself after that double on the 7th with the birdie on the 8th. The margin just 1 right now in La Quinta.
Will Gordon with this long try for birdie, front portion of 17. And through that little valley, and then it'll start to work back up a slope. Offline, though. So Gordon, who's playing alongside Zach Blair and Max Gracerman, he's looking at right now a disappointing score. Kim, 20 under. This for birdie at 13. And that one very close to the cup for Chan, and a player that is coming in with high hopes as he gets this season going. Blair missing about a cup to the right. And so he'll just tap that in, finish things up. And the cleanup here at 13, Alex Noren. $17 under, and he misses on the lake side of the cup. Thought that he had a little break. Instead, it stayed on that side. He can't believe it. Noren, like so many others, you're just trying to find your spots on this golf course. He's playing a level card right now. 2 birdies and 2 bogeys, unable to get to red figures with that play. And so he'll head to the 14th. Now this is Greiserman. And after he was close to the rocks, front and left, he's deep onto the back right corner of this green. And he's going to miss the par. So that will be costly. Losing a shot there. And so now on to that finishing hole here at the stadium course at PGA West.
Xander Schauffele has made the turn a moment ago at the 10th to get it to 23 under.
Yeah, this is another one of those hole locations I was talking about. Even though it's close to the edge, it sits in a little bowl. So the back nine's got 3 or 4 of those that are really gettable. So we could see some real fireworks on this back nine.
Late 62 from him last year. Has played this course well. Adam Hadwin, who posted a 59 over at La Quinta a few years ago. Everything going in right now.
Yeah, I mean, the greens are just the right speed. You know, they're not too fiery. 11.5, kind of soft.
Over at the 9th with the leader. What's this lie like?
Yeah, they're sitting on the downslope here. Sitting down just a bit, 159 total. Needs to flat about 155. You cannot go long here. There's only 4 paces behind this flagstick.
Yeah. Again, with that ball below his feet, it's just easy to come out of it.
No. Yes. You got to come in that way between the flag and that guy in the red. Yeah. 45? Yeah. Perfect.
Burns now 152 left to right breeze. You hear him and Travis Perkins say playing about 145 where he wants to land it. It's just a wedge here. Ideally, to get something close, you want to land something left to this hole. Everything kicks to the right once it's down. But like Brendel said, got to take long out of play.
Burns staring at it.
Yeah. Beautiful. He's played pretty conservative this front nine, you know, sort of waiting to see if Nick's going to make a mistake. Nick made it the 7th.
Up to the 10th, Besaidnout 2nd from the fairway.
A good-looking move.
Good-looking player.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's not going to be happy with that. I mean, this is green light city there.
Fairway with Thomas.
148. From the right side, slightly better angle to deal with that left to right slope. This is right, wanting it to hang in there.
Perfect.
Pin high, they'll back up a bit. Thomas and Burns. Birdie looks coming up.
Blue skies, sunshine, temperature reaching the 70s. It's been gorgeous here. Had a shower that yesterday afternoon, which softened the greens maybe a little bit, but it's gorgeous today. You second at 12.
Has pins all the way in the back. You know, just as Billy Ray was talking about, you can't go over the 9th green. You certainly can't go over this one because beautiful shot. Played it perfect. You know, just about 4 or 5 steps past that, there's a huge drop off in a bunker. That's well done.
Man from Taiwan representing Chinese Taipei. All right, back to that final group.
Yeah, we got an all-SEC showdown in this final group. Of course, Nick Dunlap, Justin Thomas, both played their college golf. Dunlap still at Alabama. Sam Burns, a standout at LSU. How about this from Bama Pro Updates? A good morning to Nick Dunlap and Justin Thomas, but not to Sam Burns.
Throwing a little shade.
No RTR there. Roll Tide roll. Dunlap has won twice as an individual at Alabama. 2023 U.S. Amateur Champion, won the U.S. Junior as well. Second team All-American, first team All-SEC. Brandel, a 60 yesterday, a 60 in college.
Well, look, he shot 59 when he was 12 years of age. 60 in college. He shot 60 the day before he came to this event. You know, I think he grew up on a golf course. It kind of reminded me of the way Tiger Woods' father kind of got him in the mindset of shooting low early. So he grew up on this golf course that was pretty simple. They get out there and get used to being 7, 8, 9 under par. So, you know, he's not scared of taking it deep. His coach, Jay Sewell, was asked, you know, what do you think his mindset will be on Sunday? He said, I'll tell you one thing. He won't be scared.
A lot of times we see pressure magnify in a guy's short game. What have you noticed with Dunlap?
Look, I think that's a great point. You know, you look at how crispy hit that pitch on the 8th hole. Right, if there were any signs of nerves after that double bogey at the 7, it would have showed up there for sure. It would have been maybe just a little clunky. His speed on putts like the one he has here, some 50 feet, they've been absolutely spot on. He was coming out of the fringe on 6. Could have been easy to misread that. Beautiful 2-putt for par there.
First am since our past colleague David Duval to hold a lead into the final round. Duval did that back in 1992. Dunlap ahead by 1. What are we seeing with this birdie try from off the 9th?
Well, this is the putt that's entire length is back up the slope. And to your point, Brandel, about nerves showing its weary head at times, if you will, these long putts, especially coming out of the fringe here, trying to gauge the speed correctly. And this is one of these putts here that he's just trying to nestle up close to the hole.
Dunlap.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Maybe 12 feet short of the hole. So not his best effort by no means there for Nick.
Certainly a stress test coming up for Dunlap. There's his college coach at Alabama, J.C. Will, also coached Justin Thomas. He's got to be so proud to see those two in the final group. Nick trying to win as an amateur.
He's not representing it all, is he?
Bama on the jacket, Bama on the hat.
He's incognito today, Terry.
Well, he's done such a great job at that program.
Sam Burns now pretty good luck up the hill. Almost the exact same line coming up the hill as he just saw, so shouldn't be much mystery, although the ball didn't get to the hole, so we didn't see the end of it. It's just a slow putt up the hill. I think if it dies anywhere, I think it wants to go a hair to its right.
Burns for birdie to share the lead.
Never had a chance.
Sam will throw a mark on that. Justin Thomas lining up his birdie effort. JT currently at 24 under, 3 back at Dunlap. The best career finishes by Justin Thomas in the FedEx Cup standings. So you remember that magical season he had, 2016-17, 5 wins, major FedEx Cup champion. That's why it was so shocking last season when they slimmed it down to just the top 70 making the playoffs. And JT wasn't able to play his way into the playoffs. Worked so hard to refine his game and the highs that we've been accustomed to as golf fans. This could be a potential big momentum swing on the 9th green.
Even though it's not on the same line, though, he'd have got a little teach off those 2 putts he saw before it.
No question about it. Very level speed-wise, maybe a touch uphill, but right to left. It's a great look here.
Hangs out to the right.
Boy, he missed a lot of opportunities on that front 9. 5 or 6 by my count. And he turns in 1 under par. He had a chance right there, miss to get within 1.
Yeah, on this golf course, you'd be disappointed with 1 under 35. But said note up ahead, this for birdie at 10.
Yeah, about 30 feet here.
Look, he had the line.
Yeah.
Back to the 9th. Dunlap for par.
And if he doesn't keep the speed up here on this putt, we've seen the other 2 putts is that bleeds back to the right.
Yeah.
Left, center, and firm here, Brandel, would be the call.
Yeah, he said the hole looked like a funnel yesterday.
How clutch is that?
He's been using that putter for years. He's got a real simple practice routine he goes through every day with it.
63 holes in. We have an amateur leading by 1 going to the back 9.
Short putt, cleaning things up. You at 25 under, and definitely still very much in the conversation. And this young man coming on strong, clean card on the front as he went out in 30, and then 2 more birdies on the back. Ben Griffin, 23 under, but a needed par play from the edge of the green. And how about that? Excellent work. Struck it with confidence, played it on the high side, and able to hold it. He preserves his score. Now from in front of the green, Highsmith, the par 5, his 3rd. And this one trying to turn towards the flag. It's in. You hear the fans, the smile from Joe Highsmith, and he has had himself a week with the eagle here at 16, bouncing back from a bogey on the previous hole and also the ace in the 2nd round right here at the stadium course. That will certainly live on in his memory.
Sir? Yeah, thank you. All the way up the hill. Thank you.
Now Justin Thomas making sure he's got a clear sight line. And you can see the target, par 4. If you have a nice drive, you're going to be in great shape to have a short wedge on to this green. But it's just a matter of taking on as much of the lakeside portion of this fairway as you can. 1 birdie today, much quieter scoring-wise than Saturday. Thomas at the tee at 10, and he was trying to wipe it to the left a little bit at the very last second.
Get out of there.
And it does look like it avoids the bunkers on the right-hand side. Now back to the work at the par 3 back pin location at 17. Steven Yeager with a short putt for par left.
Final group on the tee at the 10th. Looked like Justin Thomas just avoided the bunker, and now Dunlap set.
Well, going with less than driver, as the majority of the players have done throughout the week here at the 10th. The cluster of bunkers up the right-hand side very much in play. It's so important to find a fairway here, given the hole location, which is just over the penalty area, short of that green. Hole's position right in the front as well.
It's going right. Oh,
and that is like back into the bunkers there, and that is going to be a treacherous, dangerous shot, but also possibly that's a deep bunker there. He might not be able to see the green complex from there due to all the mounding.
Yeah, how many times we see it, you know, you just get a little quick, get out in front of it, sequence gets off, you miss it to the right.
Sam Burns now with that 3 hybrid of his. Helping wind today. It's about 320 through up the left center, which with a helping wind, he's even capable of doing 3 wood through that. So making sure he stays short of it. Up the right side, turning over.
This group collectively was only 3 under par on the front 9. They don't get it in gear, they're going to get their doors blown off.
To 13.
So we got the likes of Kevin Yu and others making serious charges. You see that 6 birdies his last 8 holes as he stands on the tee at the par 3.
Yeah, our first look at this intimidating par 3.
That's going to be a mammoth birdie putt for you when we return at the American Express.
Hitsatsuni at 23 under, an opportunity here at 16. Reel in. Excellent read. Able to pick up the shot. That is his 4th birdie on the back 9 to go with 4 on the front side. So that's what it's all about, the final round, as he's played 8 under golf and can be very pleased with his progress. Hitsatsuni growing up in Japan, still makes his home there. Xander Schauffele across the green. And that's to within a couple of feet. Schauffele had a bogey-free round on Saturday. Really looked like he was ready to ramp things up in this final round, and he certainly has had success. Justin Thomas walking to that lie on the right side of the fairway. And Thomas, much quieter, as we mentioned, the progress of so many players in Saturday's action when they were spread across 3 golf courses. He played this stadium course to a 61, which included 5 birdies on the front. But today, much quieter, just 1 under on the front. Now, Nick Dunlap making his way as he comes up the fairway. Looks like Dunlap, after that double at 7, bouncing back with birdie at 8, par at 9 to turn at level. Now Joe Highsmith at 17. 18 under par, trying to get to a back right pin location. And on the right side of the green, but still a lengthy putt. Alex Noren lie below his feet, and the Swede with his second shot at the 15th. Missed out on birdie earlier at 14 when he had a good look there. This from 184 yards. Couple of hops, that'll settle.
Back out to Dunlap second.
Well, this is interesting here. This ball sitting down in the bunker. He's got 150 will carry the penalty area. He's got to get it quickly up over that steep lip. 158 total, but he's got to be thinking something maybe 160, 165. Take the water to the plate, get the ball in the center of the green, but contact's going to be difficult as the ball sits down.
Looks like he's going right at it.
Very, very nice.
What an aggressive play.
That's a heck of a shot.
I tell you what, that speaks to his confidence. You talk about being cool hand Luke under pressure. Look at this contact. I mean, he had all kinds of things that would make you just be a little imprecise. You know, ball below his feet. It looked like it was sitting in sort of a rake ridge. Certainly didn't look to be setting great. What a play.
Oh, we saw his college coach, J.C. Will, is here, and he's standing by with Steve Burkowski now.
He certainly is, Terry. Excited, nervous, flew cross country from Alabama this morning. I know he's thrilled to be here. The story all week long, Jay, has been Nick Dunlap, obviously, ties to Justin Thomas. You coach both of them. What have you seen from Nick Dunlap as we're watching Justin here at 10 that leads you to believe a moment like this is possible for a 20-year-old?
Well, that putt he just made on the last hole shows who he is. He's tough. He loves to compete. This is a new atmosphere, though, so it's been fun to just see him walk. I took a picture of him and Justin on number 9 walking down together, so as a coach, that was a big day moment for me. But, you know, he's been great his whole life. You know, he's always responded in big moments, the AM, of course, the junior, and every step of the way. And so this is just the next step. And so he's getting a crash course, there's no cheat sheet out here. And so I'm real proud of how he's handled the first 9 holes. And then this next 9 will be probably even tougher. But looks like he's hanging in there.
As we saw Justin just play a second here at 10, what similarities did you see in Justin and Nick that have themselves in a final group on a Sunday on the PGA Tour?
The competitive skill set. I think we talk about swings and how equipment all the time and how people, the competitive skill set is, to me, is the most important. And both of them love to compete. When they pegged it in the ground today on number 1, it's a different arena. They're comfortable. They love it. They're excited about it. And both of them have it. They have a different game. They're different builds. And that's what I love about golf, too. But they both have the same desire to be great and to win. And so I'm hoping one of them do it today.
Quickly before I let you go, what's the relationship like with Coach Nick Saban and Dunlap? I know some putting lessons have occurred over the last year or two.
Yes, Coach loves golf. He's not very good at a short game, and so I've tried for 17 years to help him get better. And last summer, Nick was there, and he started helping him with his putting, and he's now his official. I handed it over. You're now his official putting coach, and so they have a great relationship. Coach during the spring, and now we'll come out to our place, and Nick's always out there practicing, so they have a very good relationship, as does he and Justin, and I look forward to watching how that grows through these years.
Jay, always a pleasure. You're a good man. Appreciate the time and enjoy this back nine.
Thank you. Roll Tide. Thanks, Burko.
Terry.
All right, Steve, thanks. Yeah, Nick Saban playing some golf these days. How about the Alabama team watching Nick Dunlap on the team bus?
They got a great legacy of golfers. Go back to my era. The coach there was Conrad Railing. The coach Jerry Pate, who won the U.S. Amateur 1974 and then hit that heroic shot in the last into the last green in the 1976 U.S. Open. They've produced so many good golfers, but Jay Sewell has really done wonders with this program.
So Jay's made his way here to watch Nick Dunlap and Justin Thomas, but Nick's parents made their way here, his girlfriend as well. All the attention. Can't overlook how important this is to Justin Thomas, getting the win to start 2024 too, though. 13.
Best part for Nick Dunlap, he goes from back of a Sprinter van to his own courtesy car this week. That's big for a college kid. You from way downtown for birdie. Comebacker for par. Back 2 to the 11th. 285 left for Bezaidnote.
Yeah, not sure if he can get there.
There's some mounds 40, 50 yards short on the right-hand side. If you hug the right, then you could get a hop. But with the precipitation we had the last couple days, a little softer than it was Thursday, Friday.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Perfect spot. You got no business flirting with that water over there to the left.
Burns at 26 under. You also at 26 to stay there.
This kid's out of ASU. His junior year there, he had the second best scoring average ever, only behind Rahm. He finished 4th in the PGA Tour University class of 2021.
Randall, how much will happen until we get to that point? The 18th green here at Pete Dye's Stadium course.
I mean, I love Pete Dye designs. As I said earlier, I didn't love him as a player, but sitting where I sit now, I mean, there's so much volatility. A lot of water comes into play. Interesting choices off of tees that you have to make. By the way, they moved the tee up on 16 today, the par 5. So we're going to have more guys having a go at that green. A different hole location today on 15. I don't think I've ever seen it there. It's sort of back right. It's very gettable. So again, we got 15, 16. Who's going to take a chance on 17 if they need to? And then, of course, at 18, traditional back left hole location where anything could happen.
BR, what about this for Nick now?
Yeah, first off, I can't believe he showed the courage to hit that shot, Brandon. That just shows you how much confidence he has in his game. But this putt overall is a very good look, even though it's just off the edge of the putting surface. This is the putt that's very doable, just a little bit back downhill, then levels out about the last quarter of the putt.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, well, that's unlucky there. That's a great putt. To almost make birdie out of that spot from the bunker, that's something.
Mentioned his parents flew in. His girlfriend Izzy flew in to watch him in this final round. And he embraced all of that, too. I mean, you think about that. As a 20-year-old, hey, I've been doing it this way for the last 3 days. I just shot 60. Let's just keep doing this.
Exactly. I mean, I think that and he was open to it. He's happy about it. They're all coming in. It's great. They're going to get to see me do my thing.
Burns now.
Tricky little read here. Looks like he wants to go left early, but I think he's going to have enough speed to stay straight through that part. As it dies, it wants to fall a hair to his right.
Oh, there it is.
Something like that. So Sam Burns gets it to 27 under, the share of the lead. He's got 5 wins out here, 4 of them in stroke play events. 3 of those were come from behind wins.
Well, both the guys that he's going up against, Nick Dunlap, both of them, Sam Burns, Justin Thomas, they are Sunday disruptors. You know, Justin Thomas has got, yesterday was his 6th round of 61 or lower. That is the record going back to as far as they kept it in 1983. I'm pretty sure it's the record all time. I don't think Kerry Middlecoff was shooting too many 61s back in the day. He came from 7 back to win the PGA Championship. Justin Thomas. Sam Burns came from 7 back to win the Charles Schwab Challenge 2022.
Just the thought about Justin Thomas, you know, it gets overlooked because of all the play with Dunlap. Listen in.
When I look at it from here, it looks like from right here, if it's losing speed or if it's out to the left, I think it's going to miss left. Yes. And I see this first part could potentially go just a skosh right. Yes. But not much. But I mean, I feel like overall, man, it's not. I don't want it to do really very much at all. I don't either. I mean, are you leaning one way or the other? I'm almost thinking straight and giving it like hitting it there, and I think it gives us a little leeway both sides. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's just a great conversation between JT and Bones on reading his putt, and he's missed, like Brandel's been saying, he's missed quite a few of these chances. He needs to see one go in, or it just starts getting tougher and tougher as you go into the round.
Never a doubt, walked it in. I mean, he's coming off a winless season where he did not make the playoffs for the first time, wanting to go off to a great start and trying to do it right here in the desert, trailing by 2.
This is not an easy spot to operate from. And it looks like Hitsatsuni is at the very least got an okay stance, and he can have the club pass through the shot area without any interruption. It's just trying to stay controlled, and that one will work through the putting surface and back off the edge. But all in all, he would have to consider that a positive, considering his position. Now across the green back towards the lakeside, Tyler Duncan at 18 for birdie, a chance to move it to 19 under. This will be a long play up the hill. And passing by on the right-hand side. So it looks like he'll be playing for par to finish things up. The 18th here at the stadium course, definitely offering a challenge coming in. Now the long play for Rio to see if he can make this. He'll putt it through that fringe area. This for par. He's at 24 under, and he's going to come up short. And so a disappointment. But would you consider that position off the tee definitely made things tough for himself? Jaeger playing for bogey. And that misses on the right-hand side. So it looks like Jaeger's going to cost himself more than one. Let's see, we'll have to tap in. That is a tough way to finish up. So Jaeger, the star from Germany, losing 3 shots over the final 3 holes as he dipped to level on the day. Davis Thompson off the edge here at 17. And Thompson looking to see if he can pick up the birdie. He was dangerously close to the water. That one, so close.
Some history in the desert today. There have been 7 amateur winners on the PGA Tour since 1940, Brandon.
Well, that first win of Haas there, that broke Byron Nelson's win streak. Of course, Frank Stranahan was the heir to a spark plug fortune. The great, sweet, swinging Gene Littler. Of course, he went on to have a fabulous career.
And on to Verplank and Mickelson the last time in 91, out to 11.
Justin Thomas coming off birdie.
This wind back downwind just slightly. This is up the right side. Should get 1 kick left. As long as it does that, it'll be really good.
I don't think you'll ever see him swing harder on the golf course. I mean, that was the full Monty right there. Left hip went, or excuse me, left heel way up in the ground. Ball speed 181. That's a bit faster than his normal.
Ben Griffin, this for birdie at 14.
Yeah, great looking putt and stroke for this young man. Great flow to it. Nice back and forth hinge. Beautiful.
Seen him make 3 or 4 of those from that distance already today.
Burns, the co-leader, he's birdied 5 of the 6 par 5s he's played on the stadium course this week. And we're going to follow the flight of this tee shot with our TrackMan Tracer technology, brought to you by T-Mobile for Business. He likes this one.
And this is big boy stuff right here. They're just, you'll never see guys swing harder on tour than on the par 5s on this golf course. It's just so gettable.
Hop up by the green. We saw the lead from Bezeno. You like this play, Brandel?
I do. I love it. Absolutely. You know, putt through that fringe. There's a little work left there, but
Dunlap birdied both the par 5s on the front side.
But this is a new driver. He put it in the bag this week after talking with Coach Sewell. He said one of the keys, Brandon, is driving the ball well, that he stays very tall through impact.
Yeah, right. I mean, he had that driver at home, shot 60 with it, but there you just saw it. Unfortunate that it caught that first cut there, but 186 ball speed. He won't be able to be very aggressive coming into the screen. He's going to have to play out to the right and play a little defense.
That was our TrackMan Tracer technology that flew 314 off the tee. Bezeno to get within 1. Be kicking himself. Heading to the 12th tee, was just short of that par 5 and 2. Walks off with a par on the card. Burns, Dunlap, co-leaders. Final round of the American Express.
Rehearsed swing, ready to attack here. Harrison, Endicott. 19 under. This is moving a little too much to the left, it appears. Shot tracer showing you that danger zone, as that one was moving right to left, just drawing towards the water. So we'll have a long play. Chris Kirk out of the rough, this lighter cut. His third at the par 5 lies slightly above his feet. Kirk looking at 113 yards. And you see this raised green. Now, he has had a couple of shots like that. They've just spilled off the edge of the green into that collection area. And so that means a lofted club and a pitch up in the air. Back to 17. Bronson Burgoon, 21 under. Pretty good line. Deep. Yes. To the back of the green. And Burgoon looking at a chance to see if he can pick up a shot late in the afternoon. He missed out on birdie at the par 5 16th. He did eagle 11 earlier, turned in 1 under, 3 under on the back half, and he's right now 6 shots off the lead. Top 15 position for Burgoon. There's Hitsatsuni. Even though he surrendered a shot, it'd be real important for Rio if he could stay in the top 10 and take advantage of one of those early season performances to move him into a full field event. Burns and Dunlap tied at 27 under. Yu from Chinese Taipei at 26 under. Poseidon Hope, 1 further back. 17, Justin Lauer. Alongside Endicott and Burgoon. This is centered on this green. And a decent play. He's right at 23 feet from the flag. And we'll see what he can do with that coming up. Lauer with just 1 birdie on his card today, so certainly a little disappointing.
27 under leading the way. You've got Sam Burns from LSU, but also Nick Dunlap, sophomore at Alabama. Justin Thomas at 25 under Bama. So you got a couple of Bama guys here in the final group. So why not welcome in the legendary coach, Nick Saban, right now. Coach, joining us from Jupiter, Florida. Thanks for joining us. First things first, just want to know how the putting lessons with Nick Dunlap are going.
Well, he's a great teacher. I'm just not very coachable. I think I 3-putted 9 times the other day. But anyway, so we need work.
At least I think you could, you know, where the hill starts going down.
Coach Saban, you've been in the business of judging talent, dedication, and discipline your whole career. What have you seen in Nick Dunlap in the amount of time that you've been able to spend around him that would lead you to believe that something like what he's accomplishing this week was possible?
Yeah, well, I tell you, it's no surprise to me because he's got great work ethic. He's a great person. I mean, pays attention to detail. I sat and watched on one of those machines that tells you how your ball's spinning and all that one day, and he was hitting drivers. He must have hit 100 of them and just checking the spin on the ball. So he's really a dedicated guy. He's a hard worker, and he's got the right disposition to play. Doesn't seem to get flustered about anything, which, you know, golf's kind of a metaphor of life. So you got to be able to play the next shot, whether you're in the high hazard, whether you hit a good one. And you got to have the right disposition to play it, and I certainly think he has it.
Coach, with all the pressure, and you're obviously used to high-pressure situations, all the attention coming into this final round, 60 yesterday at La Quinta for Dunlap. He's the one amateur in the field trying to make history here. I'm just curious, what would a pre-game speech have sounded like from Nick Saban to Nick Dunlap today?
Play the next play. Focus on the next shot. Regardless of what happened on the last shot, focus on the next shot. Stay focused on not the outcome, but what you have to do to get the outcome, which is process to me. And I think that's the best way to focus. You know, we live in such an outcome-oriented world that's sometimes hard to do, but I think that's the key to being successful.
Yeah, staying in the present, certainly a great way to make great things happen, but looking ahead just a little bit, because he's been teasing us all week. If he were to go on and win, what do you think this would mean to the University of Alabama athletic legacy?
Well, you know, we've had a great tradition of golf program, athletic program, and I think anytime somebody can do something that's legendary, you know, that certainly adds to the iconic brand that our athletic department has been able to accomplish for our school, and I think it would be huge for the university and huge for him and his family and also the golf program.
Well, it's not just one, but two players in this final group. It's Justin Thomas as well. You got a relationship with him too. What makes him special as an athlete?
Well, first of all, he's my partner when we play together. So everybody always asks me, how many shots does he give you? And I say he doesn't give me any. He's always my partner. All right, so, but, you know, Justin is a great person, great family. You know, his dad, Mike, is a great guy and has been his teacher for a long time. But he's a hard worker. I know he's had to overcome some adversity last year, but he's done it like a trooper, and I think he's going to have a great year this year.
Now, there's so much competing at the highest level in sport. Obviously, you got to be in the right mindset. You got to have the right technique, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, when it comes down to the final minutes of a, say, football game or the final holes of a golf tournament, it's about situational preparation. How much of situational preparation goes into your coaching? Guys, when it gets in this situation, here's what we're thinking, here's what we're doing.
Well, I think that if you're going to play smart, which you always want your team to play smart, you always want to be able to play smart on a golf course and make good decisions about, you know, what shot should I hit here? What's the risk? What's the reward? And I think that's critical, that players understand that. And you're an individual sport when you're playing golf, so it's just, you know, kind of you and the caddy out there trying to make those decisions. And there's so many different shots in golf, which is what makes it challenging, what makes it fun, that you have to be able to make. And, you know, both these guys we're talking about are capable of making all those shots, but playing situational, knowing when to try certain things is certainly a key to being successful. It's no different than football. Players have to understand situations. It's 3rd and 5. You got to get a first down to win the game. You don't want to be throwing a bomb. It's a low percentage, deal. So same thing in golf.
Tough situation right now for Justin Thomas. You saw that last shot. But, Coach, I can't thank you enough for taking the time and offering your thoughts today, and wish you the best of luck on the golf course the rest of the way.
Yeah, well, it's been difficult so far. There's a lot of wind down here, but we're trying to get used to it.
Any advice for playing in the wind, Brandel?
Yeah, you got to move it back in your stance, hit that low punch, Coach Saban. Good luck with retirement. You gave us so much to watch and enjoy throughout your career. Thank you.
Well, I'm watching the Golf Channel, getting every tip I can get. You guys got to coach them up.
Well, there's a danger there.
Nick, thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
That's pretty cool, Brandel.
Very cool. This, on the other hand, was not cool. Second time today on a par 5. He's got an iron in his hand going at a hole location after a great drive, makes these critical mistakes. He found the water on the 5th. I mean, he couldn't have been in a better spot at the 5th. Couldn't have been in a better spot here. Just getting too greedy. I mean, sometimes, you're just hitting it so good. He told Bones earlier this week, he said, I'm about to start holing some shots. And there's such a difference between, you got to let it come to you. You can't make it happen. And it looks like he tried to make it happen at 5, and he certainly tried to make it happen here. There's really no excuse going in the water here. You got all that sort of room to the right. You can use the slope to the right to run it up on the front part of this green.
We've seen him close out so many tournaments in his career on the PGA Tour. These are so uncharacteristic. The mistakes that Justin Thomas has made on the par 5 5th and now at the 11th as well. I mean, how great was that to have Coach Saban on and saying, all right, just focus on the next shot, focus on the next shot. Nick Dunlap saying, I just have to trust myself, basically mimicking what Coach Saban had to say.
Kevin, this for birdie at 14 to share the lead.
6 birdies going out. Birdie 10, birdie 12.
Apparently started the final round 9 shots back. I mean, you take Paul Lawrie at the Open 10 shots back.
Well, that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we got going on here with the back 9 for sure.
Bezaid notes second at 12 on the way.
Yeah, he can't see the green. Could probably barely see the flag. If he lands it 20 feet short, it'll hop down there. Beautiful. Beautiful, but easy, easy. Just off the back of this green, it goes down into the bunker. Easy, easy.
The gallery was calling for it along with you.
Back on the 11th. This now the 4th shot for Justin Thomas.
Couple options. Walked up to the hole to see if he could carry it all the way on. It's totally dependent on the lie. If the lie is perfect, he can carry it all the way on and spin it. If it's not perfect, he can hit something into that hill and kill it, have it pop up from there.
Well, he's not making it easy on himself, that's for sure.
With the guys going low ahead of him, borderline a must-make putt for Justin Thomas. Dunlap here in 2. How's he going to play this, Billy Ray?
Well, he's played the correct shot. You heard Nick Saban say, you got to play the correct shot, and he chose the right shot to lay up with. He's on the right-hand side now. He's got the entire length of the green to work with. Don't be surprised if this one takes a good look at it here.
He kicked it right. He missed his number there. Just missed the spot that he was trying to chip to. Kicked it right.
Brandon, you saw that first hop.
Yeah, look, he just sounded a little thin. He was probably trying to carry it, just a couple steps onto that green and get it to go up and sort of hook in there. But you see it was just a little bit thin. Instead of carrying on the green, caught that slope, kicked to the right. Look, he's not making it easy on himself at all. You look at the fairway, he missed at 7, 8, 9. He missed the fairway at 10 and 11.
Door open for Burns.
Even that was a little clumsy.
Saw that ball just hang up here. Besaid note this for birdie.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is this is straight uphill. He doesn't have to worry too much about it going past the hole, but it just bobbled on him coming out of the fringe.
A little work left.
Brandon, beginning of the day, we were so focused on this final group, thinking someone's probably going to go low out of those three. That's who's going to win the tournament. At this point, as we've now made our way to the backside, it seems like someone could also post a number and really give them something to look at down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, look, this final group, you know, even though Burns and Thomas made nice birdies there at the 10th, I mean, Burns didn't hit the best chip there. Thomas made a, you know, an unbelievable mistake. Just can't do that at the 11th. I mean, he's opened this thing wide up, and once you're in chaser mode and things are going your way, like Kevin Yu, I mean, he's in full out chaser mode. He may look up at a leaderboard right now and see, you know what, I got a big fish on the line. These guys are not playing well. This could be mine to win or lose.
Nick Dunlap's parents flew in last night. Jim and Charlene wanted to be on hand to see their 20-year-old son try and join PGA Tour history as an amateur to win out here. We're used to having amateurs at the American Express, but not on Sundays, like you touched on, Terry. We had one amateur in the field to start the week out of 156 players, and he's now a co-leader in this final round.
Well, this putt for Nick is actually going to come back up the slope a little bit, and at the end, about a quarter way, it is going to start to move back to the right.
Does this putter have some more magic in it?
Nope, he did not see that break that Billy was talking about at all.
A par on the card at the 11th. Just even.
Yeah, I mean,
so
just,
far today.
you know, did the right thing with his second shot, just a really poor pitch shot to 15 feet.
And just a pretty shocking second shot for Justin Thomas there, knowing that he's got all the room in the world to the right. Even if he misses the fairway, he's up in that rough. He's chipping right up the length of the green and uphill.
Woody, was that just a hook, or do you think he was, I mean, was he going right at that flag?
I think he was probably trying to slightly turn something in and just overcooked it. It was just immediately going left. It didn't get that push draw at all. It was just left to left.
Yeah, I can't remember seeing an experienced player like him make such two big mistakes.
Brandel, especially after yesterday, shot 61.
About 8 feet here now for birdie. Excuse me,
par.
To save his par. Yeah.
Thomas will drop a shot.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the pressure and the situation for Nick Dunlap, but it's been a while since Justin Thomas won. You know, he might be feeling just as much pressure.
Besaid note to save at 12.
And after that very straightforward pitch shot, not the simplest leave here, downhill. If anything, I think it's got a dimple of right to left in it, but it's so speedy.
Burns to go up by one. Dead center. Back-to-back birdies, and now Dunlap will be a chaser. Up to 15, Yu to tie Burns.
Yeah, this is that whole location I was talking about that's just cake. Sort of back right. Normally here on Sunday they got it front left over that bunker. Today they throw him a bone.
Sam Burns asserting himself. We get to Eric Cole at 13, 21 under par. See what he can do. That one played boldly to the left side, the lake side of this green. And he'll have a look coming back. See if he can pick up birdie from there. Cole Rookie of the Year in 2023. 1 under today, so quiet scoring-wise. Doubled the 7th, and that definitely was problematic. Now Christian. As you stand at the tee, Bezuidenhout and many others, they see that full carry over the lake, and that pin is cut on the water side of this hole. And you can play conservatively to the right side to leave a longer play, and you can see the reaction. He knew exactly what he was costing himself there. He's going to have to scramble to see if he can get up and down. And plenty of green to work with, but he still finds himself a good 50 to 60 feet from that pin. And when you look back from our camera shot all the way back to the teeing area, really all you see is water in that flag up above. Now, there's hardly any wind whatsoever sitting down in the valley. We'll see what they can do with that coming up. Here's Harrison Endicott. He's at 19 under, playing the last. Endicott looking at 172 yards. Oh, he comes up short. A bold play to that flag, and he just misclubbed. That exaggerated stance, a little wider for you. 27 under at the par 5, seeing what he can do with this in the fairway, and it will fall into that little drainage area, and he'll be provided relief from there. So you should have a good stance and a good lie coming up, as he has a shot off the lead. Dunlap right there with him, the amateur, reigning U.S. amateur champion. Just a shot back to Burns.
Final group on the tee at the 12th for the first time in quite some time. It's not Dunlap who leads, but Sam Burns.
Just an iron off the tee, as most people have played here this week. Pin all the way back today. It's been in that front left portion, so all the way back. You'd love to have something with not a lot of spin coming in for your second.
He's not going to be able to spin that downhill lie out of the first cut.
Dunlap now.
Also going with an iron off the tee here. And to Woody's point, I think that's the key there, to be able to get it a yardage where you do not have to really spin the ball.
Yeah, both these guys going left, so their view to the green is going to be obscured.
Does stay in the fairway, though, as he's chasing down by 1. 28 under. That's the record total for 72 holes here in a win. That's where Sam Burns is.
Top side of this green, Alex Noren for birdie at 17. It'll be a long play. Close to 40 feet. Quite quick. Definite misread for the Swede. And that one, a good 3 feet to the left of his target. Still looking at par, though. Noren coming up birdie at 16, and we pick up Burgoon at 18. Second coming in. Burgoon, 166 yards. Right at the flag. Solid work there. And he'll be coming back with a birdie try just past the pin. 17 now. Chan Kim for birdie. And it comes up a little short. The fans were rooting hard for that one. They were hoping they would see a highlight. Lives in Arizona, born in South Korea. And Kim coming up from the Korn Ferry Tour this past season. Justin Lauer, 16 under with his second into the last. And playing on the short side of the green boldly. Lauer giving himself a great opportunity to see if he can pick up birdie. He's just a little over 10 feet from the flag. And he can finish with 2 birdies on the back. Take a look at this. This is not an easy play. Kirk off the rocks, and it'll spring, ricocheting into the water.
16. Griffin has this left to stay at 6 under. That's it. Up at the last. He made a run, made some long putts today.
Yeah, he did. Made a nice move for sure.
Yeah, graphics at 6 under. Obviously not overall. Oh, hello.
This will be fun on 17. Chris Kirk.
Over under on hitting the green from here.
Can he escape from Alcatraz?
It's like over the years, I think I've seen a half dozen guys try that shot. Only one, Duffner, is the only one I think I've ever seen, and he almost chipped it in.
Past champion.
Down the green. Yeah, 2016.
All right, back final group. Take a look at what they're facing here at 12th. Brando.
Well, this has just been a birdie fest, but most of the birdies have come from the middle of the fairway where Justin Thomas is to the right. There's only been a couple of bogeys on this hole, and they've come over there where Burns is. His view will be obscured. Now before he hits, Justin Thomas.
120. He can just see a sliver of the pin from where he's standing. I love watching him hit wedges. It's just so arms. That's why his distance control is typically really good on these shots. Give it a little room to release. Last third of the green runs away from you a little bit.
Oh. Man.
Just enough grab to hold it right there.
And again, he's got a nice putt right up that hill. If he can just hit it hard enough. There you see it. I mean, if it had skipped another yard or so, it's down. That's about 6-7 feet.
Burns now 116 off a severe downslope, as you mentioned, Brandel. So he's going to have to give this a lot more room to run than JT did. JT was able to carry it back there out of the rough on the downslope, and he can't see any of that pin right now.
Yeah, if he lands at 12, 15 yards short of this hole location, it'll skip back there nicely. Nope. Just missed that downslope.
He wasn't expecting that at all.
Right, just missed that downslope. But, you know, that sums up where he was. He wasn't able to have as much control or trust from where he was, missing the fairway. Now, this is just a great opportunity to get inside 10 feet, sort of reestablish his equilibrium.
Well, there's a ridge that bisects the screen. 101 carries that ridge, as Woody mentioned. That last third of the green runs away from the player. 108 total, flights it down. This is definitely going to have some spin.
Yeah, there it is. Beautiful. Got a good break that his tee shot didn't go into the first cut. You know, he hit that looked like a sprinkler box, stopped it from going into the rough, so it allowed him to have a little bit more control, a little bit more trust coming to that back hole location. And it takes a lot of trust to fly it that far back there. He'll get a little teach off of Justin Thomas, not the exact same line, but
Brando, he's had some mistakes, he's had some bad breaks, adversity, but he's bounced back every time so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming to you, the man who's at 27 under, one back in the fairway, par 5, 16th.
Did you just say you, the man? It is. They've moved the tee up, so you know players are going to have a go at this this green. You see all three players in this group right there, handy, just front right. So.
Par putt for Christian Bezet out on the 13th. Clean scorecard.
Yeah, I got to be a little careful here. He doesn't run this one past. This is one of the, you know, it's fast putt. Beautiful, beautiful putt.
Pretty.
What a round.
Staying within shouting distance of the leader, Burns.
See that name, Schauffele, at 24 under. This to get it to 25.
Xander hasn't been hitting it his best this week. I've watched him warm up a couple times. He's looked disgruntled with the way he was hitting it, but he's just hanging in there. Now he's only 3 back.
So back here at the 12th, Justin Thomas taking a look from just off. And Burns, believe, first to go here.
He will, and that was a perfect description there, Brandel. That's kind of, he had to make that miss. If he got too overly aggressive with it, in that back bunker's dead. And I think he got that ball high on the club face. The club kind of ripped through it. It came out really soft. This is one of the speedier putts on the course. Downhill, moving a little bit to his left, but like you said, greens aren't overly quick.
See if he reads this right. He's going to go a little left. He didn't see the break. Good speed though.
It's a player, when he starts to play well, he rides that momentum.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he can break your heart. You know, he hits it 9 miles, puts the eyes out of it.
Justin Thomas, now this is where he started a stretch of 6 straight birdies yesterday on the stadium course. Here at 12. This from just off.
Coming off that fringe should go to his right and pretty slow up the hill.
Yeah, I mean, he's 4 back. I mean, this is must-make time right here.
Boy, I'm right behind on the line. That never looked like it could miss, Brandel.
Yeah. Right. It's a good-looking stroke. Just those, at the end of the day, no doubt he's going to rue the mistakes at 5 and 11. Take another look at this putt up the hill. Thought we might see him walking in. It was a beautiful iron shot. I mean, he loved it in the air. Be the right one. He was talking about it.
You want the positive or negative?
Give me the positive.
You got a putt here to share the lead once again. The negative is Nick Dunlap. You only won in the top 35, not under par today.
Okay. Why you got to rain on the parade?
I asked what you wanted.
And you gave me the negative.
I gave you both. Yeah, sorry.
I just asked for the positive.
That's what you do in TV.
That's me.
Well, interesting read here for Nick, because we saw the pace of JT's ball and it moved right. He got a good read. He's definitely going to have to keep the pace up if he keeps his putt inside the hole.
How many times we've seen that, you know? Said it looked like a funnel yesterday. And Sunday, with so much on the line, can look like a thimble.
So he stays at even par for the round, 1 back. JT to clean up. So still 4 shots off the lead as they head up to the 13th, and we send it down to Steve Burkowski.
Terry, alongside Jim and Charlene Dunlap, some very nervous, anxious parents who also made the cross-country trip to California to watch their son for the last 20 years. What has Nick been like, especially in the sporting world, as you've got to see it firsthand?
Oh, gosh, he's always been, you know, just very driven, very dedicated, always wanting to be the best.
Jim, what sense did you have that your son might be something special, that a moment like this was possible?
You know, he was always good at sports. I think the first time I really realized he had a good potential to do something was when he shot a 59 at, what, 12 years old. That pretty much triggered something for me.
How would you describe the emotions walking this back 9 with your son, having a chance to win as an amateur on the PGA Tour?
Oh, gosh, there's nothing like it. Just, you know, a lot of emotions. He's just put in so much work, and we're all here. So just to cheer him on.
Jim, what do you think the next 90 minutes has in store for Nick?
You know, Nick is he's a grinder. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you don't see him put a couple of birdies together towards the end here and at least make a run for it.
Guys, really appreciate the time. Enjoy the ride.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man, those of us who are parents just know how that must feel.
Right.
Something else.
Burns on the tee.
You know, his father might be the first person to ever say, I knew my son had potential when he shot 59 at 12 years of age.
That'll give you a clue.
I mean, I'd be clued in. I was like,
you from off the green is third at 16.
yeah, this is a big hook and chip. See if he plays enough break out there to the right. Come on. Come on. Ah, nice. Really nice.
Missed time with an injury last year. Took him a while to work his way back to 13.
Yeah, this whole location, a tough one to get close to today. It is 25 paces on, just 4 off the left-hand side. You see that average proximity already in this final round. We've seen players put in the water on 13 as well as 17. We've seen other players go on a tear these final 6. So opportunity.
20 feet, 25 feet right is the target here.
Now, that was a 6-iron for Dunlap. Started right of the flag. Smart shot there by Dunlap.
Safe shot from the amateur just a day ago. Justin Thomas on the tee at the 13th. This is when the run started. Was talking with Bones on the range this morning. He said you couldn't see the flag from back on the tee. He said, I just saw people jump, but their reaction told me something weird happened. How did that not drop? Even a day later watching this.
Yeah, almost clairvoyant. I mean, you know, right before this, he said, he told Bones, I'm about to start holing some shots. And that one all but went in. I think he got robbed.
This is 6-iron for JT as well. And Brad, just watching JT, I noticed some towards the end of last year, he just started playing golf again, seeing shots, being creative. That's when he's at his best, when he's overthinking and swing and technique. It's not Justin Thomas. He just looks like he's back to his old ways.
100%. I mean, that light is on again.
Starting at right edge of the green, turning towards center.
Thomas finds the middle of the green. There are birdie opportunities out there, but the 13th isn't exactly one of those holes.
Kevin, you at 16, he missed 4 months last season, had a torn meniscus, really struggled after that, coming back, and now has a chance to get it to 28 under.
This guy's a real talent. You know, as you talked about, dealt with an injury last year, but you know, for the early part of the year, I mean, he was on go, driving the eyes out of. He's one of the best drivers in the game. Matter of fact, second this year, just through one event, strokes gain off the tee. First today, strokes gain off of the tee. Had plenty of speed, plenty of accomplishments coming into professional golf. Huge putt here.
And there are 2 at the top once again. Kevin Yu, Sam Burns, 28 under par here in the final round of the American Express.
4th birdie on the back 9 for you. And now we get to the players walking up and surveying those shots. Now the work on the par 3, 17th, Ben Griffin. And missing on the right edge. He was trying to draw one closer to those at the top. And Griffin instead, the tap in, bogeyed 16 and unable to score here at 17. Now Chris Kirk just taking a look at this number, 148 yards. You can see that finish, trying to shape it. He was hoping it would move a little right to left. Well, that bounce off the edge of the green certainly helps. So the ground effect definitely in play there. And he'll have a chance to see if he can secure a birdie. Now below the green, having to play it back up on to the playing surface. Christian Bezuidenhout. And he clipped that nicely. Excellent work. The South African will have a tap in there. Bezuidenhout looking forward to what he can produce score and performance-wise this season. Definitely off to a nice start. And tapping that one in. So Bezuidenhout all pars on the back nine, though. Chan Kim, 21 under par. And this one to the front of the green, trying to work a little closer to that hole. It bends towards the pin, and Kim will have a chance to see if he can hole a putt from there.
All three guys in our final group safely on the green at the par 3 13th. Burns and you, the co-leaders of 28 under. Dunlap, the amateur, one back.
Across the green, moving to his left. Two interested onlookers as everybody's on a similar line over here. That's a great touch.
Classy from Burns.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of fire in these greens. I mean, typically PGA Tour speeds are 12 and a half. These are around 11, 11 and a half. The rains overnight slowed them up probably a little bit. It's been a difficult hole to make a lot of putts on for obvious reasons. Not too many people taking on that hole location. And obviously, you see a lot of missed putts here. 32 feet. You're actually on the PGA Tour, you're more likely to 3-putt from 32 feet than you are to make it.
You, the other co-leader, 10 under today. Now this test at the 17th.
Yeah, 17 and 18. Two hardest holes on the golf course. Fraught with distractions and danger. Set it up at the middle. Try to bleed it over there. If it does, great.
T-Mobile for business with our TrackMan Tracer technology.
Oh, that's looking good. Just pulled up a little short. Anywhere on that green, you can breathe easy.
Dunlap one back.
Yeah, this putt pretty quick coming down the slope. It will move from right to left. He's given us some air out to the right. Yeah, a very cautious approach to that putt there.
Dunlap will take his par, remain at 27 under. Brandel, how would you describe the pressure that Nick Dunlap is feeling as a 20-year-old that never made a cut on the PGA Tour? Now he's trying to win on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, but I think this is one of the things we see with these amateurs. Look, it's extraordinary pressure. It's almost, you know, he's in a spot he's never been in before. But we've seen almost 10 amateurs finish in the top 10 on the PGA Tour in the last 10 years. I'm sure he's very good at slowing things down. If you think about what if, things will speed up. But you think about what now? Stay in the present. Things slow down. And I see him doing that in spite of the fact that he's made some mistakes.
Birdie roll on the way for JT.
That's 3 good pars.
Little one left for Thomas. We will have 5 holes to go in La Quinta.
Looking to clean this up. Just a little work left in that 3-foot range to remain at 24 under. Thomas shooting 65 on La Quinta to start the week. Then a 61 on Saturday here at the Stadium course. 23 under after 3 rounds, but as we have witnessed a much quieter day. He's just 1 under in this final day of play, and he's lost his spot on the first page. Sam Burns and Kevin Yu are now tied at 28 under. And you see those others that are on the march trying to move up and see if they can finish strong. The 62 offered up today by Keith Mitchell. And we get back to Chris Kirk after that nice shot played in from the right side. The birdie. Good way to finish up. And so Kirk already a winner at the Century. He's one of just over a dozen players that have played in the first 3 events, moving from Maui to Honolulu to now La Quinta. And Kirk, with that win in the signature event, he picked up 700 FedEx Cup points. And you making his way around the lake. Schauffele for birdie at 15. This to get within 2, and it's in.
On the tee at 14, Sam Burns.
One of the more awkward tee shots on this golf course. This is going right. He should have enough to cover those railroad ties. I don't think it's going to get to the fairway on that line.
Oh, it's missing to the right.
Think about the stretch ahead for this final group. 14, 15, 16. Then you get the 2 toughest holes on the golf course today, 17 and 18. Dunlap.
Yeah, 273 will carry all that stuff on the right-hand side. Holes positioned in that back left portion today.
Settles in well.
That dormant rough, Patrick Cantlay working 16, his 3rd shot here. Taking a look at that target just over the left shoulder. And Cantlay, this one, he was trying to chase it all the way to the back from 129 yards and did not get it working towards that back hole location. So that leaves a much longer birdie play. He will not be happy with that. At the top, though, it's a pair at 28 under. Burns and you. Burns with a number of wins on his resume, including the match play a season ago. You looking for his maiden victory.
Little cardio for JT right now as we check out the Comcast Business Tour Top 10. And Chris Kirk with that opening win. Saw him finish up a few moments ago. Been on Grayson Murray and on down to Colin Morikawa. Just getting things started. 3rd event of the season.
You're looking more kind of at the, not the. Yep. Touch it. Touch off the right way. Yeah. The number. I've got wedge, so maybe a little bit further. Are you thinking like 25? Yeah. Or are you looking for the number? No, I'm good with. Go ahead. I like the number. Yep.
Billy Ray, how about Dunlap now?
You know, I think a very smart shot off the tee. He's laid well back. He's got 127 into a slight breeze, but being a bit further back, he has a pretty good vantage point of the green from his position here. 127 total.
Yeah, this is one of the more conservative tee shots hit on this hole all day long. I mean, most of the birdies have come further up and further to the right.
It's on a very good line if it's enough.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely brilliant there.
The roar you just heard, Christian Bezaidno's 2nd to the par 4 15th.
This is that hole location I was talking about. I told the guys behind the green that were marshaling this hole, you guys might see one hold out here today. It's just cake.
Hoops it at 15. Bezaidno one back of the co-leaders.
Justin Thomas now.
Justin found a little divot over here. Bruce Edwards, old Tom Watson's caddy, says there's two kinds of players when you get in a divot. One who complains and whines, and one who says, watch this. JT is definitely a watch this kind of player. Taking something in low, trying to take a skip back there.
How about that?
Oh.
Watch that.
Oh. Oh, that was fun to watch. What a pair of hands he's got.
Whether he gets it done today or not, we are seeing signs
Look,
of
we
Justin
saw it
Thomas.
late last year,
Yep.
Harry. It's great to see.
Burns on the way.
72 yards from the rough, trying to run something back there.
That's well done. You know, from where he was, he couldn't go flag hunting.
Three very different shots ending up right around the hole there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Kevin, you putting the round of the day together, tied up with Sam Burns. You last season missed 4 months, had meniscus surgery on his knee, now back to healthy. That'll be 3 feet left for par. His career low round on the PGA Tour is 63. He's 10 under today. Back on the 15th, Bizet doing his part, fixing the ball mark. No better walk to make.
All right, that gets him one back. 16th hole. Again, the tee's moved up. That par 5 that's in front of him. Certainly worth another look. Never know what can happen. Eagles 16. Could steal a victory here on the back 9.
We've seen some magical moments down the stretch on the stadium course. You for par at 17. Curls that one in.
All right, ahead to the hardest hole on the golf course.
28 enough.
It's going to be a nail biter. And you're not going to go flag hunting at number 18. You know, I mean, just too big a risk.
Situational too. How many guys are tied at 28? How many? Who's there? What do you need? How aggressive do you need to be coming down the stretch and take chances?
I mean,
Burns first to go.
Shouldn't be too much in this just up the hill, but he can definitely be aggressive with if he wants to.
Man could putt too. Sometimes underrated.
no, I don't think 28 is going to be enough, George.
Go out on a limb now, will you?
That's why you're sitting in that seat, Brandel.
Bogey free,
That's
3 under on the back.
analysis right there, fellas.
That's it. You learn. All right, so 29 is the number now. And Dunlap next.
Yeah, great call there, Brandel. Yeah, he too, like Sam Burns, what he said, this is just straight back up the hill. He can be aggressive with it too. One thing about his mannerisms, I've been watching, he has not wavered by his walk or anything like that. He has stayed in the moment, keeping through his routine, even though things aren't going his way.
Look at that. He's got that.
Made some big putts, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's got that 1-2 putting stroke, you know, just pop. So full of confidence. Not going anywhere, this young man.
So gets back to within 1. On the tee at the last is you.
Yeah, biggest tee shot of his life. Bunkers down the right, 295. He's terrific off of the tee. There's no reason, unlike the 18th hole at the TPC Sawgrass, where people try to make this analogous to that, there's no reason to flirt with that water. Because, you know, at the TPC Sawgrass, you flirt with that water, you got an angle. Here, you go down the right, you got the angle.
Thomas. Okay. So Justin Thomas to 25 under, birdies at the 14th, and Burns up by 1 as we come down the stretch.
Ben Griff in front of the green as he works the 18th. And he will putt this, keeping it from the fringe, rolling quickly onto the surface. This covering 50+ feet, and it lands on the low side. So still some work left. Griffin, eagle at 5. 5 more birdies to go along with it, but also a lost shot. Stanger, 24 under. This one coming from that hill to the right of this greens complex. And Jimmy coming up just a little short.
Back on the 15th, Burns out in front by 1. We're going to take a peek at this tee shot. Our driving technology brought to you by the Paradigm AI Smoke Driver from Callaway.
Yeah, he's not liking this. Down in that depression, it's cut at fairway height, but he won't be able to see the green from there, so it'll be a little bit awkward.
All right, up to 18, Kevin Yu, the 25-year-old from Chinese Taipei, went to Arizona State. That drive ended up in the bunker here.
Right, and the tendency when the ball is above your feet like this, and even a little hook lie, is to kind of hit it a little fat and pull it. You know, so wouldn't be surprised if this one's out to the right of the green. I mean, you can't go flag hunting here. You can't even go to the middle of the green. Couldn't even get to the green.
No, had no chance.
Yep.
Had to get over that lip. So that'll be his third. Got to scramble for par.
All day long, he's been great off of the tee. Worst tee shot, 18th hole.
Back on the 15th, Dunlap struggled to find the fairway today. 1 back.
You'd love to work this ball from left to right. Fairway slopes in that direction as well. This is a pearl here for Dunlap.
Our TrackMan tracer technology is that splits the fairway on 15.
You know, that might just be the swing that puts him right back. All signs go. I mean, you just need one swing like that to say, all right, I'm on.
Next up, Thomas.
And if you know JT right now, he's thinking birdie, eagle, birdie, birdie.
Went 5 under his last 6 yesterday. May need a birdie to the house. If he's going to have any thought of trying to win the American Express. 29 under leading right now.
I think we got to play 30.
Yeah, with the wind. I think it should stop pretty quick.
Yeah, it's going to one bounce and stop into the wind.
But I think 30 should be good, you think?
I was thinking maybe even a little touch over that.
I think it's a good 52 should be
Yeah, it's just a good 52.
Yeah. Basically, that's all it's called, right?
Correct, yeah. Just give ourselves a good putt.
So you, as he looks at his numbers, playing that bold line, looking to see yardage-wise, 204 yards coming in.
We got 25 shots. The question is this going to get all the way back? And that's the main question.
It's only 120. Ideally,
And
we don't win it like 15, right? Without winning.
Yeah, I was liking it all.
We'll get back to Kevin Yu in a moment. Michael Kim now at 17. 23 under. And for a back right pin location, trying to be aggressive here. And he was. Excellent shot. It's going to give Kim a chance to see if he can pick up a birdie here at the penultimate hole. Michael Kim, one-time winner on the PGA Tour. 3 under score on the back 9 today.
Yeah, 121 he's got left after driving it in the right bunker. Only missed one fairway all day. Tactical error. But the lie fits nicely for him. Name at 15, 20 feet out to the right of this hole. Draw it back in, use that slope. No.
Hang on.
No. No.
So would need to hold that to finish up at 28 with the leader already at 29.
It's just a brilliant design. Pete Dye, you know, makes you think coming down these last few holes.
And he'll miss the cut at the Sony Open, looking for his first win on the PGA Tour. He walks up. We drop back to 15.
Justin Thomas in the fairway. 164 in just a moment ago.
Yeah, this is as green light as it gets. It was
flag
the
high.
right distance.
And now live with the leader.
Burns now 164, same number as JT. And Brandel, you and I couldn't see the flag. Sam can.
I'm not a threat to dunk a basketball anytime soon. I got down there. I was like, I can't see it. Yeah, he won't be happy with that, would he?
No, he knew that was a green light. Fly was perfect.
Prime position here at the fairway at 15, 142, and where he's positioned, even Brandel could see the flagstick from here right in the center of the fairway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right there.
Kisses the stick.
Hey, what a show we're seeing. What a show.
Wow. Dunlap showing some fight.
Yeah, it's such a treat to watch this. You know, see a young man come along with all that success in 2023, all that height, get into a position that you know he's feeling a little uncomfortable. Obvious early with some mistakes, but to see him come back with that birdie at 3, that shot from the right bunker at the 10th, that backed up birdie at the 14th, and then this shot right down the pipe. I mean, Jay Sewell was, you know, last night talking to Brentley Romaine, just talking to him. I listened to the audio of it, and he said, I promise you, he's not going to be scared.
Won the U.S. Junior Amateur, U.S. Amateur, only other man to win both those, Tiger Woods.
Get back there in a moment. Meanwhile, this for par, coming to you at 18.
Yeah, know that that's coming back, so very disappointing bogey there. But a very good week for this young man, getting back on track after dealing with an injury last year that certainly slowed his success.
It's just a small margin for error, the one tee shot.
That's one tee shot, that's it. You know, I mean, it's a plenty, that fairway's 42 yards wide. In between the first bunker and the second bunker there at 18 is plenty wide.
The gallery's filling up at the stadium course at PGA West. They brand it the Western home of golf here.
Burns now a lot more than he was hoping to have here. He's got a little shoulder just to his left that the ball will want to move right on. Once it's past that and starts going down the hill, it really wants to straighten out.
It's looking pretty good.
It's been so good with his lag putting in this final round.
He's been in the top 10 in strokes gained putting the last 3 years on the PGA Tour. He's a genius with that club.
Birdie putt was just inside 42 feet to tap-in range. Burns takes care of business with that 2-putt. Still at 29 under.
16, Xander Schauffele for birdie.
Yeah, having a bit of run here on the back nine. Birdie 10, 11, 14, 15. Drove it in the left bunker here, so I had to lay up. If this is for the hard way.
Still made birdie.
Yeah.
Into fourth place. You for bogey to finish. Okay, so there's man in the clubhouse now at 27 under.
Look, he may not get it done today, but that's a little teaser what's to come from this guy. I mean, he's a top level talent and absolutely drive the eyes out of it.
And one very excited fan.
Burns already in with par. Dunlap and Justin Thomas birdie putts here on 15.
On the same line, and Brandel, this feels like one of those putts where you keep looking at it, trying to find some break in it. I don't think there's a whole lot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was out there this morning. I hit a few putts from there. It's pretty darn straight.
That's the Quinta Dunlap. Thomas needs every birdie he can get.
No. Pulled it all the way. That's another missed opportunity. So many on the front nine. 2 miscues at 5 and 11. Just 2 under par today.
Been a frustrating final round for Justin Thomas. Hasn't been able to put all the pieces together after tying the stadium course record yesterday with that electric 11 under 61. Good teach, though, from JT's birdie putt for Dunlap, Billy Ray.
Well, you know, it certainly got that opportunity to take a look at JT's putt, but I'll be honest with you, I think it was a little unlucky break that he hit the flagstick. The trajectory and the spin which he had on that shot, I thought it was just going to be, right there, tap in for him. So a little unlucky in my opinion there, but having fortunate to watch JT's putt here inside.
Dunlap to regain a share of the lead. Oh, grazes the left edge.
Right. I mean, he would have seen the putt of Thomas. I think Woody called that beautifully. Looks like it's going to break a little more, but it's just really pretty straight putt.
Burns marching towards his 6th win on the PGA Tour. 3 holes left to play.
The final day of the American Express, the final group, 3 holes to play. On the tee at 16, the leader by 1, Sam Burns.
Tee's moved up today. If you can get something in the fairway, you got a chance to get a mid-iron in. Very high, well struck, but fading to the right now.
Yeah, needs to get a good kick off that slope. Stay in the fairway. Yep, it's going to, Woody.
Started the day with Nick Dunlap, who's a sophomore in college at the University of Alabama, still an amateur, the only one in the field of 156 players. He had a 3-shot lead, trying to become the first amateur to win on the PGA Tour since 1991. He trails by 1.
I don't know.
This is a laser here for Dunlap.
Wow. I mean, it's just gorgeous tee shot there. Shaped it right to left.
All right, Justin Thomas, last of the 3 on the tee here. Get a look at the ball flight with our TrackMan Tracer technology presented by T-Mobile for Business.
Brandel loved what he said after the round yesterday. He's talking about last year, trying to make the Ryder Cup team, trying to make FedEx. Then he said, that's not me. I play to win every time I tee it up. And when I was thinking about that stuff, I just couldn't play.
Yeah, it was just an odd year for Justin Thomas. Maybe he was trying too hard. Just wasn't playing his game. His game's plenty good enough to.
Christian Bezuidenhout at 27 under, 6 under on the day, Brandel, making a run today.
Yes, he is. He's had Drove it in the left bunker here. He's not the longest of hitter. Laid up poorly, way out to the right. So he's really just sort of botching up a great scoring opportunity. Came in here 27 under, 2 back, just making a mess of this hole.
You really feel like 16 is where you got to do your damage, because 17 and 18, the 2 toughest holes on the golf course today here at the Stadium course as they chase 29 under par.
JT Poston, as he is wrapping things up. Poston, 3 birdies today, and now working the 17th, the par 3, 25 feet after the tee shot landed in the front portion of this green. A chance to move it to 24 under. He's just outside the top 10 right now. And that will be a cup and a half to the right. And it'll be a par. Posted with a couple of wins on his resume this past season. He was able to play well enough to come through 2023 just outside the top 30. Missed out on the FedEx Cup finale, but did play in 2 postseason events. And you can see the top 10 finishes. He had a bunch of them, 8 top 10 finishes in all. 2 more top 25s on top of that. And so he was close at the 3M Open, where he was T2, and the Shriners Children's Open top 5. And so far this season, T5 at the Century. He was 6th at the Sony Open in Hawaii. Now Adam Hadwin, and a look at birdie as he's working 17. He has it moving right to the cup. Hadwin came back, and it looked like he was anticipating a little break, and then you just saw a little bit of a unique line to the cup, but he struck it with confidence. 2nd birdie on the back 9, 5 under score today, and Hadwin moving to 25 under, and with that, he's able to climb into the top 10, joint 6th.
Remember a year ago, Xander Schauffele, a 62 in the final round at the American Express, wound up finishing T3. Today in his final round, he is 7 under. Schauffele with birdies on 14, 15, 16 to get within 1 of Burns.
Yeah, birdie here. That's right. He just made everything today, except that one.
Low score posted in the clubhouse, U 27 under. Schauffele standing at 27 with 1 hole to go.
Long birdie try at 16, Bezuidenhout.
Yeah. Sort of pinballed all over this hole. Too good to 2-putt from here. Coming off of that eagle, that hole out at the 15th to get him to 27 under par. Disappointment here at 16.
Yeah, imagine what was going through his head off of that, knowing he's got the par 5 coming.
Right.
Back in the fairway, Justin Thomas and Bones taking a look. Been one of those days where we've seen good shot after good shot, but also a couple of bad either choices or swings.
Yeah, like 2 swings he'd love to have back. 5 and 11. Found the water on both of those par 5s. Great scoring opportunities.
Winless last season. We talked about that. Missed the playoffs, so determined right out of the gate to turn things around here.
$15 wins, 2 majors, player championship. You know, for him to go, you know, what, year and change without a victory, you know, in the prime of his career, it's very surprising. But seeing him bounce back the way he has is awesome.
burning like a little burning draw 5-wood and just trying to hit it over there short right. I mean,
I like it too. That's exactly what I love too. Just trying to hit that green patch there, right at the green, yeah. Short and right at the green. Perfect. I love it.
Just kind of hit one of those.
So waiting on this on the green. Christian for par. You mentioned the 29-year-old from South Africa has won all over the world. DP World Tour, 3 wins. The Sunshine Tour, the Challenge Tour, looking to break through on the PGA Tour now.
JT now 243 front, 274 total. You heard him say to Bones, I don't have a club for this number, which means his 5-wood, if he hammers it, gets front edge. And 3-wood, he would have to take something off, meaning kind of cut it. And this green does not let you cut a ball into it. So he's going to try and hammer this 5-wood up the right side, maybe get it front edge or even a little bit short of that and have all the green to work with.
Yeah, I mean, if he can just hammer it with that little low draw, maybe he gets the bounce up into the middle of that green.
This is well to the right, not turning over up at the people. See what kind of kick it gets out of there.
Man, look out. Just got the kick.
Just hit some bad shots into these par 5s today. That one not as bad as the one at 5 and 11, but.
All right, go up to the tee at 18. Chamblee, take a look at this tee shot with that driving technology presented by the Paradigm AI smoke driver from Callaway.
It sets up nicely for his high draw, but you see that bunker in the picture there, that first bunker and that second bunker. There's a good 25-30 yards between those two. That's the perfect spot if you can find the fairway to get at this left hole location. No reason to miss left here. You got 42-yard wide fairway, but boy, those players are missing it to the right.
Back at 16, Burns next.
227 front edge. The longest iron in his bag is 4-iron. Then he goes to hybrid, so this has got to be that 4-iron. And this is right as well. Kind of wiped.
Yeah, it looked a little heavy.
You got to stay up there. I didn't see it come out.
Of course, they're paying their respects to that 20-foot deep, almost 20-foot deep bunker left of this green.
Dunlap next, BR.
Yeah, the door's open here now for Nick Dunlap. He's only got 213 front, 244 total. Just trying to get the ball in the center of the green, take advantage of this terrific tee shot.
This could be the shot right here. Let's see what he's got.
And this is headed to the right side of the green. And it's going to end up in that collection area on the right-hand side, but he has the entire length of the green to work with for his third.
All right, up and down for a birdie to get it to 29 under par here on day 4.
Eric Cole, he is sizing up this shot at 17, 21 under as he steps to the tee. Cole just getting back to red figures with a birdie at 16. Had to bounce back from a bogey on the previous hole. Well, he was talking to that one. And he was worried it was taking on too much of the right side. And as he expressed concern, the applause let him know that was in a good spot. Patrick Cantlay at 18 in a good spot to pick up birdie, finishing up his week. This could move him to 16 under. Cantlay operating from 21 feet, leaves it on the edge. And so the tap in. Cantlay will finish up. Certainly not his best today. You're not used to seeing an over par Sunday score from the former FedEx Cup champion. bogeys on the first 2 holes, double 10. Now that's a shorter par 4, which is certainly a surprise, but a 76 today as he comes in quietly. Finishing up the week, the made cut, he'll be happy with that, but certainly not with the score on this final day. A dozen greens after only 8 fairways found, and those number of putts, that's probably his biggest concern, 33 in total. So the proximity to the hole just was not up to his liking. He averaged over 36 feet away from the hole with his approach shots in this final round. And you can compare that to certainly a much better standard throughout his career.
With the list of amateurs who've won on the PGA Tour since 1940, there are some, but not many. Doesn't happen very often, Randall.
No, just 7 players have done it since World War II. Scott Verplank, my era, what a player he was, and my goodness, how special was Phil Mickelson.
So a chance for this man to join that list today. So he's 1 under on the round, which after a 60 yesterday and playing this course that offers up low numbers, you know, he'll look at that numbers wise and not be thrilled with that, but he's right there. He's 1 back.
Yeah, look, I mean, he had a 3-shot lead over second. He had a 4-shot lead over third. He had some distance between him and everybody else. Now this has just turned into a chipping contest here at the 16th.
And Sam Burns getting set to go.
Ended up in a pretty good spot, actually. Even lie, good lie. Downhill a little bit, just a hair over 60 yards. And even though it's that short, you got to be careful here a little bit just because of what's over this green. That's overly careful.
Yeah, really careful.
Yeah, you're right, Woody. I mean, just behind this hole location, it drops off deeper than it does towards the front. There you get a look at it. That's
you don't want an up close look at it.
No, that's just off the back. I bet it's more than 20 feet deep there.
Bogey free for Bezuidenhout. Only 6 birdies today in this final round at the par 3 17th. That's our TrackMan Tracer technology.
That's aggressive line there.
Short-sided.
The right of this green is, that whole location is really smooth. There hadn't been a lot of traffic over there.
Justin Thomas next at 16.
We didn't see his ball come out, but obviously it came out into a good spot, almost close to Nick Dunlap's, and he's got a couple ways to play this. He's going to make sure those shadows are very still. They're getting long right now with the sun over to his right. But he can either play something aggressive, kind of low and spinny, take a couple hops and stop, or he can carry it farther back there because it's into the wind. And even though it's a short shot, it will stop pretty quickly if he wants to carry it way back there.
Yeah, he can just show off with his club around the greens.
The touch is so good.
Just exquisite.
Second for Xander Schauffele at 18.
About 180 yards up slope, make it go left, so got to protect against that.
I believe that means he doesn't like it.
I don't think he liked it.
But that is what you're protecting against right there.
100%.
Big shot coming up now for Dunlap. And we have said that a few times today.
Yeah, we certainly have, haven't we, Terry? Now, a couple options here as Nick's ball sits on this upslope. He has the luxury of playing 2 shots, something down like JT had, or play a little bit more through the air coming off this upslope. But he was very fortunate to watch the ball of Justin Thomas as it reacted, how much it ran out on that back portion of the green.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy. Easy. Hold out more than I thought it was going to. But Burns is some 32 feet away coming down that hill, and you just saw, I mean, I think this is probably the fastest putt on the golf course that he's got. One more look here. Out to the right, big hook and putt, and from right about there, it's all downhill. But look, as you see it, I mean, he's paying attention. He didn't take his eyes off of it, so he's reading it as it goes past the hole.
Stayed aggressive with it. Lengthy one for Burns.
It is. It almost looks like it's got a couple breaks in it. It wants to go right early, then maybe back left. And I couldn't tell if Sam Burns watched those two pitches coming in, but he would have been right on that line. He could have learned a lot from those two balls rolling.
Absolutely. So that left for par to stay at 29 under.
Yeah, but just a poor second shot keeps him from making birdie, making it harder on Nick.
And then in the back of your mind is that island green at the next.
It's probably a little more towards the front than you would like it, Terry.
Deep dive from Sawgrass to PGA West. The closing stretch.
Maybe. I see a spot.
I got it. What? I got it. Yep.
This putt doesn't break as much as it looks. See if they read it correctly.
And one good thing, Brandel, here, we saw how racy it was going past the hole. This is back up the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Has not been intimidated all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Made some big putts when he's had to, and that was huge to 29 under. It's a sophomore in college sharing the lead.
Yeah, that's a big league putt right there. Go back and think about the one he made at 14-2 from about 10 feet away after Burns had made his. I mean, right on top of Burns at the 14th. Burns not making birdie here. That putt to tie for the lead.
You wondered how he'd react today. Kind of held it together the first several holes, took advantage of a mistake by Thomas at the 5th, gave one back, couple back at the 7th, but has just kept fighting back.
Well, he was in such a great spot to start the day that he could afford to make mistakes, and everybody had to come get him. And then, of course, once they get close to the lead, they're also subject to sort of that leaderboard gravity that Mike Tirico always talks about.
Thomas to 26 under. So they head to the final 2 holes in the final round here at the American Express, and they are the toughest 2 holes on the golf course.
I mean, could you ask for much more, Terry?
Those 2 up by 2 with this left to stay where he is. Kind of gave him this one already, and didn't mean to.
Well, as good a putter as he is, I think it's a pretty fair bet.
Yeah, there you go. It's official now. Sam Burns looking for his 6th win on the PGA Tour, and this man looking for his first as an amateur.
Keep going, bud. Yeah, stay in the zone, man. Good luck.
One more look at the putt from Nick Dunlap.
You know, you go back and think about what he did at the 7th hole. You know, hit it in the water there, made double bogey. From that moment, he's had a lot of difficult shots out of the bunkers, out of the rough, clutch putts that he needed to make, and he's just bowed up at every step of the way.
As they're on the tee at 17, up ahead on the green. Bezuidenhout lurking, 2 back. Hung out to the right the entire way. But yeah, Terry touched on it. 17, the hardest hole. 18, the 4th most difficult hole. Just such a daunting finish in this Pete Dye design.
3rd for Chamblee at 18. Well, some work left for Xander, but positive week. Good run today, 27 under. Take you back to that island green.
What theater we have on the 71st hole at the American Express, the 65th edition. And for the first time, could it be an amateur who ultimately hoists the trophy on Sunday? A lot to be decided these final 2 holes. Dunlap flipping the script now. He'll be up first on 17. Billy Ray set the scene for us.
You know, that's very interesting point you make there. He's going to be first to hit. He's not going to have the opportunity to watch the other players hit. So club selection is going to be absolutely paramount. Obviously, with this island green here called Alcatraz, 168's the number, downhill 7. So 161 will get you the hole. There is a light breeze back in from the left.
Brandel, how much adrenaline are you playing here?
Well, you know, look, in a situation like this, you know, he's been in big moments, obviously, in his career, so he knows his body. You're looking at the middle of the green. You're looking nowhere else, but you've got another, you know, 8 yards to play with past that if adrenaline comes into it. But nowhere right of the middle of this green, and if it fades, it fades.
Dunlap,
that was
right
an
at it.
Okay. Take a deep breath. I mean, that puts the pressure on Burns for sure.
Following the flight. Just hopped down to the front of the screen at 17. If you are dry, you can breathe a sigh of relief.
Let me tell you something, on these island holes, the caddy's sigh of relief is a lot bigger than the players. JT now with the same club, 8-iron, can really control his trajectory really well. I would expect him to maybe try and fight this down a little bit and cheat that wind.
.26 under par. Probably winning's out of question right now, but if he gets a birdie, he ties, moves up into a tie for 3rd.
This is starting left, cutting towards the center on a similar line.
Carries further into the middle of the green. Thomas birdies on 2 of his last 3. He's 3 back of Dunlap, the 20-year-old Alabama sophomore. And Sam Burns, a proven winner on the PGA Tour. 5 times he's won in his career.
Make it a 3rd 8-iron here. Sam Burns is probably a little bit longer than these guys with his iron, so I would imagine you got to take a little bit off this. Oh, very aggressive play, cutting right of the. This has got to hang on, guys.
That's.
Oh no.
That's.
Wow.
That's been his miss. You know, last year he had awful year with the irons. He's got really quick in transition, gets out in front of it, and that's the beauty of these holes. These short little holes with the water. Well, it's all around this hole, but water on the right. You know, you got a short iron in your hand, which is a short swing. You get quick. The swing's already short. You move in front of it. You miss it to the right.
Burns had a clean scorecard, had been bogey-free to this point in the final round. You get to the hardest hole on the course, and Randall, here's what it can do to you.
Look, if you got a weakness, you know, invariably it's going to rear its ugly head at the wrong time. And this is, again, you know, the ultimate pressure cooker. That's what Pete Dye was a genius at. I'm going to take the best players in the world, and I'm going to give them a relatively simple shot if there's no water around there. But I'm going to put so much doubt and so much angst in their mind that they're going to make quicker swings, miss it to the right. You stand up there, give him 100 shots from that distance with no water there, no moment. You know, he's hitting that green 80% of the time from that distance.
It's the college kid safely on the green, and the other co-leader is top 25 in the world who pays the price.
Yeah, he's got to, you know, he's just got to get it up and down, stay in the moment, make the bogey.
Just a touch under 100 yards here, but still back into the breeze. From this close, and he can spin it. He can use that backstop if he wants to.
Real inflection point in this tournament. Third for Burns.
Yeah, even that looked a little steep.
He'll have that for bogey.
Tell you what, he misses that putt. There's a good chance Nick's going to have a two-shot lead playing 18.
Brandel, that's how quickly things can change on this backside.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Pete Dye, he had the brief to build the toughest golf course in the world. That's what the developers, Ernie Vossler, Joe Walser, they gave him that brief.
Brandel, what do you think's going through Dunlap's mind now?
Stay in the moment. You know, you got work to do. You know, I think he's just back in, stay in the present, back in his mode.
With the win, everything at stake. Life-changing. 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour, spot in the Players, Masters, PGA Championship, the Century. Could be a big decision ahead, but still 2 holes to go.
Yeah, look, I mean, every door opens up to him in professional golf. He breaks through and wins this, gets this job done. I'd be surprised if he stayed in school.
That big scoreboard off to the side on 17. Dunlap just taking a look. Mention you, the low man in the clubhouse at 27 on the course. Momentarily at 29 are Burns and Dunlap. Burns with a bogey putt here on 17. Dunlap a birdie putt.
And Brandel, let's go back to what the coach said earlier. He's so good at sticking to his process and not looking past it. What might happen if he stays in his game? And that shot right there was just a beautiful example of it.
It really was. You know, job number one, put it on the green, put the pressure on Burns. You know, you got the tee, you made the birdie. No reason to take a risk here. You know, put it in the middle of the green. If it fades, it fades. If it doesn't, job done. Pressure's on Burns. My father called it in that interview. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if he made some birdies down the stretch here.
We're getting some eerie similarities, too, with Mickelson in 91 at the Tucson Open and what unfolded those final 5 holes.
Brandel, one thing I like is we look at Nick here. Take a look at this putt. He has this sense about him right now. No sense of urgency. He is taking his time, going through his routine here.
Yeah, this putt looks really fast. It's not as fast as it looks. But he's had, other than the putt he hit at 9, he's had really good speed all day.
Dunlap for birdie. Job done on 17.
He obviously didn't get his nerves from Mom.
How good is that? Is Mom more nervous than Nick Dunlap, the 20-year-old Alabama sophomore, has shown in this final round?
Crucial bogey putt for Burns.
Bogey putt for Burns. Slides by Dunlap. The amateur will have a 2-shot lead to the 72nd hole at the American Express. What a story unfolding in the Coachella Valley. Nick Dunlap trying to win on the PGA Tour as an amateur. We haven't seen that done since 1991. It's a 2-shot lead, but the dangerous par 4 18th ahead at PGA West.
In an event that has been around since 1960, here's the walk to the last tee for a 20-year-old amateur trying to close it out. And the call, Brandel, let's go kid, more than once on his way to that final tee.
You know, I mean, everybody wants to feel like they're witnessing history, and they are.
Moment ago at 18, Xander Schauffele for par. Good finish, good weight for Xander. 65 today to finish up, but the stage going to belong to that final group in a moment here. Just ahead of them, Zaid note, this is second.
Well, that's been a popular spot today. People bailing out to the right, taking the bad lie and accepting the angle. That's about the best we've seen. That's a gorgeous shot.
Good day. 6 under on the round, as a matter of fact. Take you back to that tee. Just think about the span of time. The last time that it happened, an amateur winning on tour. What? Cheers won the Emmy for the top TV show. The Bulls won first of 6 titles under Michael Jordan. And here we got Phil Mickelson. How long we have said that, the last amateur to win on tour, and this man has a chance to do just that.
Hard to believe it's been 33 years. You know, I've had so many good amateurs play over the last 10 years and finish in the top 10. You had Michael Thorbjornsen finish 11th this morning at Dubai. Let's see if he can get the job done. First things first, you got to find this fairway.
Up by 2 with the honor.
Here's a cluster of bunkers up the right-hand side. The first one is not in play at all. The one up, the second one to the right. 304 to that bunker on the right.
Nope. Nope.
Asking for it to get left. It does not. So we'll see where the lie is and what the lie is like for that next. Up to the green. Say no, this for birdie.
Yeah, could get to 28 under par. You never know. With Dunlop over there to the right.
No question. Wow. And it is not over yet. Christian Bezuidenhout, the 29-year-old from South Africa, trying to win for the first time on tour. 65 in the final round, 28 under, and Dunlap not where he wants to be off the tee. Thomas.
3-wood for Thomas as well. into the wind. It pinches right about 280, 285, so he's trying to leave it just short of that. It's a beautiful tee shot up the right center. Hammered.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And some really good signs for Justin Thomas here.
Yeah, it's terrific to watch. You know, a couple of bad swings today at critical moments cost him, but otherwise it's been a great week for him.
Speaking about costly, back at 17 and Burns in the water off the tee. 27 under 2 back.
3-wood as well. And this is left. Well, dangerously left.
Oh.
2 straight holes coming in.
Cannot believe that. You know, as well as he fades it, just bullet cuts. Again, there's no reason to miss this fairway left. You have the world to the right.
So we'll see exactly where Dunlap is for his second. Pressure is a privilege. It's been his motto throughout the week. The 20-year-old amateur who walks up to his second shot. Billy Ray Brown is out there. He's gotten a look. Be our first question. What are the chances he knows he's up 1, not 2?
No chance whatsoever. There's not a leaderboard once he left the green at 17. Unless someone makes him aware of the situation, I do not believe he knows. Now, his situation over on the right-hand side is a spot of bother. He's going to have 199 yards and has to get over some steep mounting just in front of him as well, just to get to the front portion of the green.
Is the mound so high that whatever club he needs to take to get over it will keep him from being able to get to the green?
And that's going to be the guesswork, being able to get a club that has enough trajectory to get it up and over that mounting and try to get to the front portion of this green.
Well, right. And then that, you know, brings into question, you know, do you take the line at the green because that big gaping bunker that's about 20, 30 yards short of the green, it could plug if he's hitting it that high and it comes down into that bunker that you see right there in your screen.
Trying to listen in, can't quite hear right now as they still try to figure out where Burns is going to play his next shot from. You know, you go back to some of the putts he's made today, even at 14, the 10-footer could have been down by 2 with 4 holes to play. Makes the putt.
Well, you think about the wedge shot that he hit into 5, you know, after Sam Burns had hit it right at the flag about 25 feet away, tap in there, bounce back birdie at the 8th, after the double bogey at the 7th. He made the 8-footer for par at the 9th. If you remember that, left it short. Unbelievable bunker shot right on 10. When he was in the downslope there, he took it right at the hole over the water.
So let's go back to the present now. Your thinking is what on this next shot?
Look, he's going to look at the lie. He's going to try to figure out exactly what he can do with it. You know, he's going to look at the yardage, try to figure out is he better off laying up short of that bunker. If the lie's good enough and he can get it over that mound that you see right there, and I think he can, like 199. That's probably a 7-iron for him as we take a look now at Sam Burns.
Sam Burns now. After a long wait trying to figure out what they had. Doesn't like this one either.
Yeah, he just lost his swing here. I mean, that was steep and out of it. Same thing with the wedge after he hit it in the water at 17.
That'll be his 4th coming up when he gets up there. All right, bring it back to Nick Dunlap. What do you see, BR?
Brandon, to answer your question about the lie, the ball sits nicely there in that dormant Bermuda on the right-hand side, so no issues with the lie itself. Just the elevation change he's going to have to navigate, but also there's a light breeze back into his face as well.
Yeah, I mean, from that yardage, you've been watching him all day. It's probably, what, a 7-iron? I mean, under normal conditions.
You know, Brando, because it's on the upslope, I think he might need one more, maybe 6-iron. That front yard is 180 yards. I think 6-iron might be the play here. I think that's enough loft on that club to get it up and over that slope.
Zayno watching all this unfold in the scoring area, how huge that putt was at 18 a few moments ago.
But again, from that lie, I mean, a lot of things to take into account. You know, it's very easy not to get all your weight to your forward foot to fall back. You do that, you pull it. This is about as angst-filled second shot as you will ever see with the tournament on the line.
You know, Terry and Brandel, it's interesting. If he thinks he's got a 2-shot lead right now, he might play a totally different shot.
Exactly.
I've got to speculate that he doesn't have any clue that he only has a 1-shot lead right now. So,
well, we asked him yesterday, you know, were you looking at the board? He said, no, I just kept my head down. I was making birdies. But this is why Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus always talked about how important it was to look at the board. Because, you know, without it, you don't know what type of shot you have to play. Have you heard him ask anybody how he stands, Billy?
I have not. I am actually out in the center of the fairway away, but he has had no discussion whatsoever. Only discussion he's had is with his caddy, Hunter Hamrick.
Look at this coming all the way down.
Wow. Break.
Wow, what a break.
What a great break. I mean, that could have kicked way to the right over there. Could have kicked back to the left in the bunker.
Now the work a long way from being done, but that could have been a whole lot worse.
I mean, this was committed, wasn't it? I mean, he was just hitting it hard out to the right. Took the big mistake out of play. One mistake he couldn't make, let it miss to the left. You can still get it up and down from there. Or if you don't, you can go win in a playoff, you know?
Not sure they ever saw it, never reacted. Back out to the fairway, and Thomas.
Sam Burns is away, but he is just getting to his ball right now. So Justin Thomas will play first from 145 back into the breeze. Boy, good looking shot, very aggressive, just right of the flagstick.
That holds a lot.
He's going to have a big year, Brandel.
He is, you're right. It's great, bodes well. It's just a lot easier hole when you're in 6th place and standing on that tee with a chance to win.
4th now for Burns.
From just over 180. And this is kind of time you just want to get out of here. At the right side of the green.
Yeah, nicely done.
17 and 18 might stay in your head for a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why the stadium golf concept, the design has just been such a home run.
Your first spectator hit right there. Smoke somebody. Percentages. I think I hit somebody just barely hold the open.
Two Bama guys just having a stroll and a conversation. That's all on a Sunday afternoon. All right, so this is no easy up and down, obviously, for the win.
Yeah, for the week, he's 11 of 13 when he's missed the greens. You know, today he's 4 of 5. Did hit a rather poor pitch earlier on the back 9 at the 11th hole. But, you know, if he can land it just past, what is that, Thomas's ball right there, it'll feed down towards that hole.
Randall Terry, I can report to you, he knows the situation now with the leaderboard just left of the green here at 18.
Gotcha. How difficult is this now?
You know, he's got plenty
obviously
of
with the pressure BR, it's really difficult. But
yeah,
in terms of a golf shot,
you know, if he was out for a leisurely stroll with the guys, you know, he'd get this up and down probably 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10. He's got so much green to work with here. But given the situation, the magnitude of winning on the PGA Tour, it's just added pressure here. But he's been phenomenal around the greens throughout the week.
Brandon, when you think about all those times, when you dream about this situation, being in it someday and having an opportunity to close out, I'm sure he thought it might come a few years later, not in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get where he is. You don't do the things that he's done by getting ahead of yourself. So he's not thinking about what if. He's thinking about process. You know, he's picked a spot out. You saw him walk up there. He picked a spot out. He's got that spot in mind. He's already imagined the flight shape that he's going to hit. And now then you just got to execute.
Mom's got the phone out.
Easy day, Nick. Come on.
Excellent. Not quite done.
Yeah, A. Not A+, but A. That's 6 feet. Yeah, we'll take one more look at this. I mean, what a week it's been for this young man. What a day. You know, after the disappointment early on at the 7th, he has just been nerves of steel. You know, made the big putt at 14 on top of Burns. Made the putt at 16 when Burns was messing up. Put the pressure on 17. He had the honor by virtue of the birdie at 16. Had the honor. Put the pressure on Burns. Forced Burns' hand. Burns found the water. Put him in the driver's seat. Bezuidenhout makes the birdie at 18. So he's only got 1 shot lead. Beautiful pitch there.
Burns now for bogey. Man, all the success he's had, 5-time winner out here, and the mistake at 17.
Yeah, that hurts, no doubt about it. He wasted a great opportunity on the back 9. He never stopped learning in this game. He'll learn something from today.
Bezuidenhout sticking around, obviously. So Justin Thomas first to go. Got that feeling it will be a big year for that man.
Yeah, I mean, look, disappointing couple of shots, but just great to see him back playing the type of golf that we're so used to seeing from him. Just a monster talent. 5 feet 9 inches here from a piece of immortality.
Jim and Charlene, mom and dad, his girlfriend Izzy's here. They all came here for this final round, along with his college coach, J.C. Well, and now watching here at 18 from inside of 6 feet. History in the desert. For the first time since 1991, an amateur has won on the PGA Tour. Nick Dunlap wins the American Express. Wow.
Congrats. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
Yes, and make sure you take that with you.
I appreciate it.
Last couple of days, he just kept saying, pressure is a privilege. That great Billie Jean King saying, and he never folded, Brandel.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way he embraced it. You know, he talked about embracing it yesterday. He wasn't going to shy away from it. There were so many sort of must-make, bow-up moments today, and he just rose to the challenge. You know, everybody that talked about him, from J.C. Well to Nick Saban to Burkowski, who's covered college golf for so long, knows it so well. You know, they said this guy was up to the challenge. Nothing was going to scare him today. And there were so many moments, especially after 7, that you thought, okay, those things have a way of echoing throughout the round. But on the contrary, he just turned things around. Think of the way he played down the stretch here. 16, 17, and that's what a par.
The hugs will continue. Send it down to Steve Burkowski.
Terry, alongside the newest winner on the PGA Tour, Nick, you started this day with the lead and a game plan. How much was that plan and your patience tested during the ups and downs of this final round?
Oh, God. I told Hunter that we hadn't faced much adversity yet, and you know, hitting that ball in the water on 7, and it tested everything I had. You know, I missed a couple putts that I thought I was going to make, and just kind of like my sports psychologist, Brett McCabe, I went over a scenario for today probably a million times, and it's never going to go how you plan, and it didn't, and I'm so happy to be standing here.
How did you adjust throughout the course of this round, knowing what Sam and Justin were doing and what you needed to continue to do?
Honestly, I felt that this script today was already written. I was going to go give it everything I had, whether that's I shoot 75 or 65 or 70. I was going to go get everything I had.
You told me the other day you were nervous out here. While enjoying it, you were nervous. What were the emotions like, especially coming down the stretch?
Nothing like I've ever felt. I mean, it's so cool. I told Sam numerous times, like, it is so cool to be out here and experience this as an amateur. And whether I made that or missed that, and if you'd have told me that, come Wednesday night I'd have a putt to win this golf tournament, I wouldn't believe you.
What was the walk like for you down 18, and how aware were you of that you only had a one-shot lead?
I wasn't. I thought I had a two-shot lead, and that's kind of, our line was almost right of the green. It's like, just don't hit this in the water, kind of. But no, and then obviously I think I hit somebody, so I'm sorry whoever that was, but got a great break and was able to give myself a good look.
You had a 6-footer to win on the PGA Tour. What was the process? What was going through your mind knowing that was for something historical?
I got to give Hunter credit. Man, like he's so calm all day. His attitude never changed, and just kind of his last thing is like, man, it's his inside left. Like, you made a million of these putts before. It's just another one.
You told Terry and Brandel in the booth yesterday at the beginning of the week, expectations were to learn what it's like out here on the PGA Tour. What did you learn about yourself today?
Everything. And like I said, whether this would have been the way I was hoped for or not, I've learned so much today, and I'm so grateful to be here.
To be a part of history now, an amateur winning on the PGA Tour, what did it mean to have so many people that love you fly in to see this happen?
Everything. Even the support from everybody out here, it's been so cool, and to see some of the people root for me was really special.
Nick, congratulations. It was fun to watch.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Terry?
The polished young man definitely knows that it would take everything he had to be in this position and then a little more to win it. And he was able to do that, demonstrating poise and a bit of calm down the stretch. And yeah, you could say a poor tee shot at 18, but then he rallied with the second shot, a bit of luck coming along. That shot up the right side through the hills and the fans and landing down in that collection area to the right, but he was able to set himself up for an up and down, a saving par play, and the win by a shot over Christian Bezuidenhout. Pretty strong leaderboard, and Nick Dunlap now will go from reigning U.S. amateur champion to the American Express champion. And you can log on to PGATour.com, listen exclusively to the winner's press conference, relive it all with highlights, interviews, analysis, all waiting for you at PGATour.com. Congratulations again to Nick Dunlap. This concludes the PGA Tour's final round coverage of the American Express from La Quinta, California.